if you click on the source, you can hold Alt and trim that thing at the top if you don't want it showing. Yeah. Let's go! Nah, it's live. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, man, I'll go first. Hello, everybody. My name is Podsalem or Blake. Either one works. I've been called worse before. This is my first time casting for the BoozeBash. I am very excited to be here. Very excited for this matchup today between Shurima and Shadow Isles. Look out. I've been told this is supposed to be a banger of a match, so I hope this doesn't disappoint. What? Can't go wrong with an ADC first pick, especially one that is seen as much priority both in amateur and professional play as Jinx. The only thing that I don't like about Jinx first pick is just it's just so hard when you're picking against or when you pick a very immobile ADC because then you are leaving yourself open to get countered in a few different ways. They did ban the Pantheon, so maybe that was a Pantheon support. But we do see the bot lane of Caitlyn and Milio locked in, and someone in chat is saying voices are very low. So maybe you can. Well, then I will continue to talk about this draft as Ari is pretty much insta-locked as well as the Maokai and the Lissandra hover already. So might see is that a Maokai support maybe they are just sort of flexing that towards the jungle. I imagine it's going to be going jungle, but you never know. Some people might have their own pocket picks, but that is neither here nor there as the second ban phase begins. So in the eyes of Shadow Isles, Shurima has already locked in their mid lane, their ADC, and potentially their jungler. So I assume we're going to see some top lane bans, but Udyr is going to be the one hovered. But maybe that is going to go through. And the Camille insta ban, so not wanting to see a super aggressive top laner into whatever Shurima has cooking up. I don't like playing top lane. It gives me too much stress. I feel like I'm gonna throw the game if I die once in lane, especially if it's someone like an Irelia, or a Camille. But Shurima ensured that we will not see a Camille whatsoever. And we got the Ornn with the second ban. Ornn, very strong top laner, just all around great champion. Because, I mean, even if you don't do good in lane, you are still going to be incredibly valuable come late game, come level 14, 15, 16, when you are able to hand out those ornaments to you and your friends, buy one, get one free. As Shurima locks in their last ban with Mordekaiser. I like that ban as well because Mord can definitely steamroll a game if you are not careful. But there is a lot of AP on the side of Shadow Isles already, so I don't know if he needed to ban Mord. And they are going to lock in Wukong. I have to see what Shurima are going to counter with and what the last pick is going to be for Shadow Isles, because that Wukong could be flexed. Could be flexed top lane, could be flexed jungle. And Do you see it now? So they can't hear you. So if you go to mic aux and hit the cogwheel. Yeah, so yeah, but they can hear me. So here, go to the cogwheel on mic aux. So down. Yeah, that one. And then there should be a device. So select whatever device your mic is. So yeah, hold on. Click the cogwheel, hit properties. Yeah, then select your audio device.
Oh my gosh.
All right, talk.
Hello? I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. Oh, man. All right. We made it. Can you hear my voice? Can we hear both voices? 2 out of 2?
Wait, why does my mic sound weird now?
Your mic sounds weird.
Sounds like I'm talking in an ocean.
Well, that's probably, maybe it's because, I don't know if I can swap this. Alright.
Yeah, I don't know why mine is echo or distant like Tank. Because it was just, okay.
Echo or distant like... Let me try going into this bad boy. Desktop audio device.
Yeah, try that.
Disabled.
Yeah, because I know nothing on my end changed. Like, I didn't change anything.
Done. Maybe? One is echo. Which one is echo? Is it me, the sexier one, or is it the other guy on the call?
I think it's mine.
Yours the echo? Oh, I wonder why. Actually, that's interesting.
Is the audio for you coming out of like a speaker, or is it coming out of headphones?
It is coming out of speakers, so maybe
that is why I think.
That makes sense. Okay, so I'm trying. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I could swap to headphones completely. We're gonna get this eventually. Trust me. We're gonna have a good pod.
It's a work in progress.
We're gonna get there.
Oh. It was loading for me.
Okay. Well, why do I still hear you through my output?
Yeah, it just sounds like my audio is coming out of like I'm talking in the middle of a big room.
So I wonder, can I? Well, if I mute you in Discord, I can't hear you, so that won't work. Fuck.
It's making me watch an ad, or else I would confirm or deny if it changed anything. Wait. So on here, go to the mixer. So down.
Sorry, I'll go back.
No, you're good, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so to the mixer, bottom right.
Are we talking?
So scroll down.
Sorry, dude. Global
dude, you're good. You're
source
good.
settings. Okay, so not in the screen that I'm looking at here, right?
Well, I just don't know what. So what changed that? Because my mic was okay,
So you were okay, and then
and then something changed, and then now my mic is sound like I'm in the middle of the room.
well, it's
Does it?
definitely. I'm
Does
trying to
it? Does
like.
it? Does it sound like that on your end?
So you sound good to me, but I'm trying to route your audio into my. Wait a minute. I think I
So
actually might have
route
figured
my
something
audio
out.
through the desk. So it should be through the desktop audio.
Okay, I think I figured something out here. Is this better?
Hold on.
It should
Let me
be
hear.
way better.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
We're good?
Hold on.
I hope
Yes,
so.
that is a lot better.
Okay, it's my fucking Discord.
Let's
This whole
go.
entire dude, I'm like looking in Streamlabs this whole entire time, but it was my Discord that was playing the audio out. Man, whatever. We're here. We're gonna make it. We got 11 seconds. I hope you guys got a little enjoyment out of that complete silence, but we're excited. We got the newbie team here, the new team to BoozeBash. I think Chrysor is the only one that's really played in previous BoozeBashes, and then we got the oldies but goodies with Zach, I Hate Bananas, and some homies on the BoozeBash side. So definitely excited to see this match come into fruition. We got some tanky picks going on. We got a lot of CC coming from Shadow Isles. Actually from both teams, honestly. So I think it's gonna be a good game. Who are you favoring?
Yeah, if I had to choose a team just off of the raw draft, I think I would have to go with Shurima. I feel like if Shadow Isles are able to get this Darius and Wukong ahead, then I really feel like they're going to dominate. But if they get behind, then this Darius is just simply going to be useless. Is there a time that we are pausing at?
I am currently trying to now do the whole source BoozeBash. Why is it not pulling in my game source video capture device? Screen capture, not source. Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm at 30 seconds.
All right, I can
gonna...
head to 30 seconds.
All right, cool. And then let me do some interface good stuff. Gotta watch all the BMs. Is this in perfect order? Because oh my god, oh wait, I think this is the only change. Maybe this like that.
No, I have a few on my end. Sadly.
What's up?
Like of the ordering of people. That I don't know if it's different on you.
Oh, we're good, but I mean, we just saw a level 1 invade and some kills associated to that, actually.
Oh, crap. Did you unpause?
And a flash.
Oh, dude, you are way ahead of me. I thought we were pausing at 30.
My bad, dude.
No, that's all right. Here, I can... Here, just
we could
pause
always...
it.
we could always... Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, just pause it, and then I can get to 120. Cool. Sorry, so what are you at?
I am currently at 123.
All right, I can get to 123. Sorry, I thought we were pausing at
no worries.
The same time.
Once again, second time ever doing this.
Nah, so. Dude, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so I am at 120. So let's unpause it on go, I guess. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. And
all right, we're doing it. We're doing the thing. It is going to be an exciting game, and just as we saw Relic was a little deeper into enemy lines than he probably would have liked to have been at that point in the game. We are going to see both of these teams wanting to come out of this game with a victory, certainly having a 1-0 lead in the series, but who knows what that will entail.
All right, I think I've fixed all the problems, hopefully. Someone said we were now too loud.
On here, let me put I can back off my mic a little.
We're good. I think I could finally sit back and
I can back off a little bit.
All right.
But here, if you want to fancy little trick, if you want to hit Control Shift Z and then scroll wheel out a little bit.
Ah, yes, I do know of this trick, but I didn't do it. So here we go.
No, that's good. I just wanted to make sure.
Alright. See more of the map.
Yeah, are there we'll talk a little bit about the game now that we got most of the kinks out of the way. Can't really hear any of the game itself. If you want to go to the desktop audio source maybe and turn that up a bit.
I know why. It's because I'm a fucking weirdo.
Oh, it's master volume all the way down.
Yeah.
Game is so quiet.
I don't want any distractions when I play League of Legends. I don't know about y'all.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't want to hear my teammates ping. That's annoying.
But looking at this game, are there any runes or summoner spells or anything that you find questionable or you want to note a little bit? I have one in mind already, but I'm curious if you have any.
Yeah, honestly, right now I'm staring at the flash from Wukong. Definitely early flash gone, especially now where they're. Yeah, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, they are fighting here. Way 2K trying to knock Relic up right there, and he does, but the flash forward into it's going to be first blood going over to Way 2K, but I Hate Bananas is getting pretty low himself. Hayden is going to secure the kill. Way having to flash out of there. Health bars are incredibly low, but I don't think any more blood is going to be drawn. Nice 1-for-1 trade, and it's actually going to favor Shurima here with that first blood bonus.
Yeah, and I think overall, Shurima definitely, I think they actually got the better end of that. Relic is just really kind of behind at this point. I mean, 2 deaths, Poppy's got 1 kill, and now we're actually seeing some more action in the mid lane too.
Yeah, Cry almost falling down there, and the rune choice that I was going to talk about was Love No More's going with the spell. It actually flashes forward. It's going to be the kill secure. Kanori on the bot side might be in a little bit of trouble having to pop the ghost and the flash. Jord standing still for a split second, almost costing him his life.
I mean, who needs Predator on Ahri, honestly, when you could just do Ultimate Spellbook and you still get the kills anyways, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was just so confused when I first saw that, but obviously Love No More knows more about Ahri than I do and says, "Shut up, Podslim, you don't know squat." Gets the first blood, and getting that lost chapter so early is so great for this Ahri because your mana problems, for the most part, are just completely gone.
Yeah, it's amazing, honestly. And I'm actually really curious to see what type of summoners she's going to opt to switch in and out of. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of Ignite, more of the aggressive standpoint. She might keep it in Teleport for now. But it's going to be interesting to see that.
Yes, she is. And she is running that minion dematerializer as well, so that's going to help her clear a lot of those waves. A lot better because we know that this Lysandra with Chrysora loves to push the wave and potentially try and look top or bot or even towards the neutral objectives to help his team out. But if your opponent is able to push the wave equally as fast, it makes it a little bit difficult to do that. And I Hate Bananas getting pretty low. Hayden taking his health a little bit further down than he would have liked.
Yeah, I mean, now it's time to take a cheater recall and welcome Cassante back in the lane when you're back with 1 item and he's at half health, right? Because Cassante can't go back here. He has really no option, no teleport. He's going to be stuck. So I would assume he's going to maybe shove this as fast as possible to try to get out of the lane, but we'll see.
Yeah, and he is down considerably in the CS unless he can shove this wave into the turret. And I think it is going to crash, and I Hate Bananas is...
Okay. That's one way to go back to the base.
You know, I have heard it said that the fastest way to get back to base is by dying. So it's just the immediate recall. I don't know the sense behind that, but... you know what? Nothing makes sense anymore. It's all an illusion. This is just one big dream.
Someone's been watching the boss stream a little too much.
It's called BoozeBash, but that doesn't mean you have to get boozed up before the game. Come on now.
Exactly.
But we do see Jord might potentially be in a bit of trouble. It's going to get locked up by Kanori there. Death Instinct hits the knock away, but Jord taken below half, but is going to get out without having to burn anything.
Oh, and there she goes. Love no more switches the ignite. No more flash for the Ari, which I guess makes sense. I mean, the ult alone, it just makes you so mobile. Why do you really need it? You could always just swap back into it once your ult's on cooldown.
Yeah, he is up about 500 gold on Chrysora. But we do see Way2K trying to look for a potential pick here onto Kanori, but nice knock up there, throws down the chompers, and actually is going to root him up, gets knocked away. Way2K, that's his second kill of the game, and they might look for Dragon off the back end of that play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Zach was definitely salivating for that kill. He definitely wanted that kill, but either way, it helps them overall. And not only that, but they're going to get a Dragon off of it for free, so...
Most importantly, it is the Infernal Drake, so champions like this Ari and the Jinx are just naturally salivating at the thought of getting that increased AD and AP damage, but he's going to have to be through Chrysora and Death Instinct. They are going to go in there. The smite is not available because he's rooted up, but it is going to be secured by Jord. And now the fight breaks out again. A 3v4 Relic might be in a bit of trouble. Having to flash away is going to tick down to the Ignite. Kanori is trying once again to get out, and a double kill going over to Zach K. Throws up the Marshall 7, and I Hate Bananas is here as well.
Man.
Death Instinct's got nowhere to run, flashes away. Is it going to be enough? No, he gets charmed up and knocked away. That is nearly an ace at 9 minutes. Shurima running away with this game.
I mean, if you're Shurima, you're looking at the 7-1 kill lead. You're looking at, honestly, the Dragon lead. And it's all equating into approximately around like 3K, 4K, and in just gold alone. So, I mean, you're feeling really good at the beginning of this game. Not only that, but you're scaling. You're crazy in scaling with the Jinx, Cassante. I mean, Ari, she does fall off towards the late game, but either way, she's going to be able to set up so much for you. So they're in a really good position to take this home right now.
And it is going to be up to them to make sure that they do not get complacent and lose this lead. You need to start pressuring this advantage as soon as you can. Try and look for this Rift Herald. Try and look to maybe even tower dive, either bot lane or top lane. It might be a little difficult to do so bot lane now that Death Instinct has that ultimate to be able to cleanse just about everything that could be thrown at them. But the Rift Herald could still be very useful to get some gold in the pockets of, let's say I Hate Bananas, for example, because he is the only one of the laners that doesn't have 2 kills besides the support. Yep. So he's wanting some of that gold action for himself.
Yeah, and if you're Shadow Isles, I mean, what are you thinking, right? Like, what's your game plan? And you're looking at Evan, King Nazgul top, looking at 1-0, and we've all seen Darius's go ham before. So is that a potential to potentially carry this game? Do you have to go through top lane and really, start babysitting that?
I feel like with champions like this Caitlyn being piloted by Kanori, I feel like Caitlyn is always going to be good, but Darius kind of falls off late game if you do not babysit him early on, because then he just gets out CC'd or other stuff like that. But Zach going to have to run for his life. There's a monkey with a big stick running at him. He's going to get out, but Love No More could be the threat, the target of this team, and goodbye, my friend. Not much you can do there if you are the Ari, and that's a shutdown going over to Lysandra, so that's a good bit of gold.
Yeah, I mean, definitely much needed. They devoted 4 of their resources to try to dive Zach top, and it failed ultimately, and they ended up kind of getting a little bit of a present there, finding Ari in their jungle.
Yeah, Love No More did not expect to see so many members of the Shadow Isles in his jungle, and off the back end of that, I Hate Bananas did get a plate, so not as much gold, obviously, as a kill with a few assists, but you are still able to make a play on the other side of the map, and might see potential 1v1. No, he's just gonna poke him and back off. No one wants the smoke this time around, except for maybe Way2K. They're gonna look for the dive here.
I think this is a good dive here.
Ooh.
Interesting.
George just took 2 turret shots.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I would love to see Poppy kind of jump in first, Maybe George just starts with the ult, and then, but George doesn't even have ult, so yeah, maybe that was a little doomed.
But what might not be doomed is Hayden going in onto I Hate Bananas there. He does have the Noxian Guillotine up, and that is a lot of stacks. did have to flash out, but mid lane, the Herald was used, going to get a nice bit of plates into the pockets of Love No More and Way2K.
Yeah, I mean, let me look up the object. Oh, let me actually make my map smaller so we could take a look at the objective timers.
Uh-oh. Love No More gonna get rooted up. Cracks there. Chrysora having to pop the ult on himself. Superman Death Rocket is going to miss. Love No More is gonna secure the kill. A lot happened as soon as you opened your settings. It was like the game just knew. The game just immediately knew.
I saw. Karma.
That's all right though. Chrysora, not much you can do. I mean, it was sort of like whenever Love No More was going through his own jungle. When there's 4 members of the enemy team just dogpiling on you, it's really hard to do anything.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, I wonder how different this game would have been if we didn't see that early catastrophe coming over from Shadow Isles with Relic losing his flash and just kind of just being mispositioned, having to kind of kill himself to even go back to lane. I feel like, that even though you might have still had a chance mentally, it still kind of hurts you a little bit. It's not exactly the way you want to start the game.
Yeah, and even what's even funnier is Relic is even in farm. So it's not like he's down that
No,
badly
he's not.
as
It's not.
goes,
No.
but it's just kills and pressure around the map.
Yep.
And I Hate Bananas could be in a bit of trouble here. Noxian Guillotine is available. He's going to go all out, though. Is he trying to win the 1v1? Hayden flashes forward. Yes, a Noxian Guillotine, but it's not going to be enough. And a 1v1 trade, but a nice forcing of the burning of Flash out of Hayden. Well, on the other side of the map, Dragon is going to be secured by Shurima, and that is already 2 dragons for them before 15 minutes.
Honestly, that wasn't bad for Cassante at all. I mean, even just looking at the wave top, it's pushing into him. He's going to be able to get back to lane to some gold. Ultimately, you really don't mind going 1-for-1 with Darius. Just like my co-caster mentioned, Darius isn't exactly going to be the largest threat later on unless you babysit him. So overall, I think that was actually pretty good for them.
Cassante TPing right into a Caitlyn trap. You love to see it.
Yep.
But we do see a lot of pushing of the pressure coming out of Shurima, because we just saw on the minimap 3 members just running through Shadow Isles' top jungle like they owned the place, not really caring who was there or what they saw, trying to get vision, trying to get some type of information that they can use. This Herald, I don't know when the Herald spawns in about 1:35. So that'll be hopefully the next target that they look for, because you want to try and get these outer turrets down as fast as you can. Mid lane is already down, which is amazing. We see I Hate Bananas and Love No More pushing the side lanes themselves, trying to do something. But top lane, Jord pops the ultimate himself. Exhaust is going to be popped as well as a heal. And that is so many people. Way2K getting another kill for himself. And Hayden, I'm afraid I don't know what you could have done more there, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you're seeing 4 people going up there to get you. That's a tough position to be in, and if you're a Shurima, that's a great position to be in, right? Because I mean, there's 50 seconds left for the Rift Herald timer. You get your top turret, and you're not even losing mid over this, so it's you're just winning across the board.
Yeah, I feel like if they had gotten mid-turret off of that, maybe it wouldn't have been worth it, but the TP out of Love No More denied that potential objective for Shadow Isles, and objective bounties are online now, so this gold difference is about 4,000 gold, which at this stage in the game is incredible. That is about 1,000 gold advantage per 4 minutes, but I Hate Bananas. Is he going to try and go on a Chrysora here? Does get rooted up there, and the ultimate is available. He's going to go all out, and he's going to survive by the shield.
Auto attack? Oh my gosh.
Just barely misses out on finishing Bananas there.
Oh, yeah, not sure what Andrew was looking to do there. I mean, it's a tough position to be in. I don't know. I mean, Chrysora isn't the strongest, but a little bit of a damage discrepancy there, and you're all armor, so it's a tough call.
Yeah, and even on top of that, both mid and bot were just taken for Shadow Isles. So literally a minute ago, they were down 4,000 gold, and now they're within 2,500 gold. So this is something that Shurima need to be careful for. They don't want to let Shadow Isles back into this game, because all it takes is one bad team fight, and all of a sudden you're the ones who are fighting on the back foot.
Yeah, and if you're Shadow Isles, you're kind of thinking to yourself, I mean, we just got to hold on as tight as possible, and...
Jord ultimate going to hit 2 of them, but the nice Milio cleanse might keep them alive. Heroic charge into it as on top of the super mega death rocket. Chrysora going to have to use the ultimate on himself. Zach having to use the cleanse and flash out. Jord finishing the kill, and a nice 3 for 0 in favor of Shurima, and they might try... Actually, no, they can't get this turret. The wave is all the way back by their own inner turret, so might look for bot instead, but a nice fight for Shurima.
Oh, man, that coordination was absolutely beautiful. At first, I'm like, Jord, you're ulting so far away, and then everything just came together like a masterpiece. It was amazing. And honestly, we're looking again, a large discrepancy, so... I'm always thinking around, like, what does Shadow Isles need to do to get back into this game, and it's still looking really rough for me, honestly. I'm not too sure of the answer there.
Yeah, I mean, if you are Shadow Isles, you have to try and play play like Shurima is playing, because how Shurima had been playing the past few fights is they see 1 or 2 people out of position and just use everything they have on them. They don't try and do that 5v5 team fight because they know that they could win a 4v2, but Shadow Isles might be making a death bush.
Let's see.
There's no vision in the... Oh, okay, never mind. They're all spotted thanks to that Scryer's Bloom. And this dragon is very crucial.
Yeah, and it's actually... I think this is actually going to be like the first structured team fight, potentially, so...
we hate structure.
Ew, we don't like it. We'll see. I mean, we're gonna see a Rift Herald there creating that double pressure. Yeah.
Way2K using that W a lot sooner than he probably would have liked to, but Jord is going to steal Relic as well as Chrysora off the back end of it. Jord's ultimate is going to go wide, but I Hate Bananas is going all out and doing all the damage. Gale Force out with the Noxian Guillotine is going to take one. Can Hayden get another one? Needs the reset. Nice teal off of it. Way2K is going to fall himself, but Hayden does not get the resets. So while Shadow Isles get 2 kills, they lose all 5 and an ace before 20 minutes.
Wow. I don't know. Is that GG? Is it over?
I mean, go next angle?
Is this it? Like, it's a little rough. I mean, not only that, but you're looking into the eyes of a 5-0 Jinx, a 6-1 Ari. I mean, all the gold is in the right place, and there it is, 5-0.
And wow. That, what? Wait, what? Just like that.
I guess so. I mean, I think it does make sense. I think it makes sense. I mean, just save your mental, go next, and just try to figure out what happened.
FF20 in a comp match is right. Thinking emoji on that one. Wow. I mean, I didn't think that the game was that bad in a position. Obviously, you're not where you want to be, but I don't know. Shadow Isle is just, I mean, for lack of a better term, just giving up. Not wanting to try and play out the rest of that game, and maybe just like you were saying, wanting to save their mental, wanting to just go next, wanting to try and just compose themselves and say, all right, we're gonna win these next 2 games. Don't worry about game 1. Game 1 was a fluke, so maybe they can turn it around.
Maybe, and I think that's what they're counting on. Obviously, they definitely want to see this go to a game 3. This is a playoff match, so there's a lot on the line, right? So I think they're just like, you know what? Let's just forget about this game completely. Let's treat the next game as our game 1, and we'll go from there.
All right, let me hop into this. Is it all right if I use the restroom, or are we gonna go to a break? Or
absolutely not. I hope you were ready to strap in and figure things out.
Let me go get the 2-liter bottle. Let me start it out. Let's go.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Perfect.
Awesome. And then yeah, this was good good game on the first game from Shurima, so definitely excited to see some changes in the next game. Potentially a more competitive back and forth, but looks good. Overall, though, if I can get a little bit of feedback in the chat, anything needs to get changed from a stream perspective? Sound good? Image okay? All that good stuff? Awesome, thank you.
Cellar. Only do beef when the farmer ain't here. Got a splash that I got no vendettas. Double Arcane with umbrella. They tryna rain on my parade from the cellar. Only do beef when the farmer ain't here. Got a splash that I got no vendettas. Yeah, Cartier frames and Professor Frank. Niggas think I picked Chicago for school. I really just wanted a flex in the mink. Might take a trip to re-up on my ink. I'm on a plane in a beater and links. Call up a Uber and stop at the corner. I probably won't flooded. That shit with the brinks. Armor no chinks. Chain mail every week. Stern up Bojangles. I keep a 3-piece. Throw me a second, a couple of beats. Some at the gas, it's nothing to me. To get to the record and make a few pivots. My wrist is on fridge and my neck have a ticket. The rhythm they make when they hitting and tricky. These niggas are shady.
Hello.
Double Arcane with umbrella. They trying to rain on.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, my internet decided it was gonna go sleep. So
Just
we are back, hopefully.
wakey internet.
For real, man. Now is not the time when we got game 2 between Shurima and Shadow Isles. So hopefully, I have wired connection. I don't even know why it went out. What is this?
We are
What
good to
the-
go. We are Are we RR actually?
Are we RR? That is the
We
question.
are. We
Here,
are
can
now
you,
RR.
can you send me another invite to the lobby, por favor?
Yes.
You get a chance. Thank you, friend. All right, but yeah, we are underway in this game too. Shadow Isles simply wanting to bounce back, not wanting to remember that game 1 in the slightest. That in their eyes, game 1 just straight up didn't happen. It's just a fake game. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Shadow Isles, I didn't see anything, right? If you're Shurima, you're like, I don't know what the hell you're smoking, but I'm ready to go to game 2 and possibly look for a sweep here.
Yeah, going 2-0 against this team would be very, very good for them. And we already see Shadow Isles paying some respect to Shurima with the Ari ban, not wanting to give that over. And Shadow Isles are actually going to claim the Jinx first pick for themselves.
Yeah, honestly, and the more I think about it, it makes total sense. Shadow Isles, Kanori, they've been spamming Jinx. He's been looking really good on Jinx, carrying. So it makes sense as a first pick. And, I mean, obviously, he did really well with it in game 1. So can't go wrong.
Yeah, wanting to take it out of his hands, something he is comfortable on. But speaking of comfortability, Shurima are going to lock in that Maokai once again. So, and that's what's great about Maokai is you can still flex that support or jungle or even top lane if you really wanted to. So that is a triple threat champion that you've just drafted. We did see it obviously in the support role for Jord last game, and Kaisa is going to be locked in for Zach K.
very nice. Yeah, I actually swapped it. I was thinking the teams were on the other way. So Kanori is actually on the Jinx, which is huge. Zach is on the Kaisa, and then I wonder if we're going to see Jordan on the Maokai. So, yeah, let's see that. Okay, because, yeah, Kanori's been looking really good on the Jinx, so I think this is actually going to be a complete 180 from last game.
Ooh, and we see Shadow Isles going with the Ornn. So Hayden playing a completely different style of champion. Played a brawler in the Darius last game and is now just playing the big tanky boy in the top lane with Ornn, because that was actually banned in game 1 in the second round of bans.
So I think that's a bait. I actually think the Ornn is a bait. I think the Ornn is mid. I'm going to throw that out there. And the only reason why is because Cursor's played Ornn mid in this season. So I think we're going to see at least some flex options there. I'm not completely convinced that it's going to be Ornn top.
The Ornn mid tech. You know, I like that prediction. It's bold. It's very bold. I'm here for it. And speaking of bold picks, Shurima locking in that Malphite. So, you know, I want to assume it's a bait as well. Is it going to be Ornn Malphite mid lane matchup of the century?
God, I would love that so much. I want to see that. It's like, I want Malphite to go AP too. Like that's the type of stuff that I whipped out in like BoozeBash 4. I would go mid and just spam Malphite AP. We ended up losing, but goddamn, it was fun.
Who really won? That's the big
exactly.
Who really won? We do see similar bans out of Shurima like last game. Got the Camille and the Mordekaiser, but Shadow Isles once again paying respect to Shurima and banning out that Poppy. They got one more ban to work with. Do you ban another champion that they played last game, or do you ban something completely different? And you are going to ban the Orianna, so you do not want to have that ball delivery service with Malphite and Orianna just being able to ult in and get a nice ult off, and Vi going to be nearly immediately locked in for Shurima.
So I think we have an idea of what Shurima's comp is going to look like on Summoner's Rift. A whole lot of R's being executed there. And if I'm Shadow Isles, I'm like, holy shit, I'm glad I picked Milio. So
yeah, I'm not sure if Milio R cleanses you off of the Vi ultimate as far as the targeting goes. But we do see Lee Sin being hovered with a Swain. I like this Swain pick quite a bit. And are we going to see Relic on the Lee Sin, the inner insect coming out maybe?
I would love to see that.
No, Azalea, you are not able to Milio R, Malphite, and Vi. What you can do is you can Milio R the knockup, and it doesn't get you out of the knockup, but it does unlock your flash. So if you use it, you're still going to be knocked up, but you are able to flash away.
Oh, that's good to know.
So
okay.
Yeah, so that is something I learned a while back. But the Lee Sin is going to be locked in for Shadow Isles and an immediate Silas pick. Ooh,
spicy.
Love that.
I love it. I'm sorry, but I'm still not convinced that Ornn is top. I really think even Swain top's been getting so much play lately, and just like
it's actually Lee Sin top Swain jungle.
You're joking. I don't believe you.
No,
you need to stop.
But what if it was? But what if it was? That's the even bigger thing.
Honestly, just pick Nico, I guess, instead. I mean, doesn't that achieve the same thing? Except now you could just go into lane as a minion and just be even more.
I was playing with a Nico in one of my ranked games yesterday, and I think 2 or 3 times she ganked our lane by disguising herself as a minion and then just ulting the opposing champions. It was so great. But something that you mentioned earlier, I think, is just really reiterated by the Silas pick on R5, is that Shurima's comp is just press R. And with this Silas, you are able to steal the enemy's R and press it yourself.
Even more Rs.
Oh yeah, even more Rs. And you've got so many good ultimates to steal. You have the Ornn ultimate, you have the Milio ultimate, you have the Lee Sin ultimate. You've got so many great options at your disposal for the Silas that I love that pick on R5.
Honestly, I haven't exactly played against it, but I've heard horror stories of Silas with Swain ult and that being extremely disgusting. So,
Ooh.
let's see. I mean, you can't. That's a lot of CC coming out from Shurima. I think Shadow Isles being a Jinx or an ADC in this matchup, it's a little scary. I mean, there's a lot of people who can get to you very easily.
And like I was saying in the draft for game 1, that is the issue when you first pick a Jinx, is that you leave yourself vulnerable to just so many picks that will just basically nullify you. And the Malphite, the Maokai, you have Silas now. You have so many picks that just say, all right, you're not allowed to play the game. You're going to get blown up, and then you're going to be 0-6 and just hate your life.
This is going to be interesting. Let's see. I mean, if you're Shadow Isles, what are you playing for exactly? Are you playing for scaling? I don't really know, actually, because I feel like Shurima kind of outscales you. I don't know, but with a Swain and a Jinx, if you can get there, you can get there. So, what do you think?
If I am Shadow Isles, I feel like you can play just about you can play early, mid, or late, because if you do go to that late game, Hayden on this Ornn is going to be so beefy, as well as enhancing the items of his team. So that is something that Silas cannot steal. You cannot steal the upgrading of the items. So if this game does go to where every champion is level 16 or 17 or 18, then he is going to be an absolute beef boss of a unit. And if he does nothing else, he just soaks up the Silas. He just soaks up the damage from the Kai'Sa. He's just a big meat shield, along with Swain, because Swain, keep in mind, Swain scales infinitely as well, with his passive Ravens giving him extra health. Yeah. So he doesn't even really need to build a lot of health items. He is going to be as tanky, if not more tanky as far as health goes, than this Ornn come late game.
And I guess this is kind of where I'm thinking, like, okay, that's great and all. Like, Ornn's going to be tanky, Swain's going to be tanky, but who's doing damage on that team? And like we just talked about, Shurima can get to the Jinx pretty easily. So if you're just going to explode the Jinx, I mean, now you're looking at a 4v5 with, I guess, Swain doing most of the damage, probably building Leandries this game, I'm guessing. So,
yeah, it is going to be very much so a protect the president comp with Shadow Isles, because they do have a lot of ways to engage. But just like you were pointing out, if Kennori dies, it is going to be bad news bears as far as damage goes.
Well, let's see. It's going to be an exciting one. I am going to use a quick second just to run to the restroom, but I'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I had the power to start a prediction in this chat, I would, but I'm just going to ask the audience themselves, and you guys can put your responses in the chat, and I will read them accordingly. Who do you think takes this game number 2 between Shadow Isles and Shurima? Are we going to a Silver Scrapes with game 3, or is Shurima simply going to close the door on the playoffs? And Azalea is all in the Shurima basket. And Azalea, I really have to agree with you, because I feel like the comp out of Shurima is just significantly better. You know their win cons. You know what type of composition they're going to play. They're going to look for these early Drakes. They're going to look for Heralds similar to last game, and they're just going to try and steamroll once again. Because keep in mind that first game ended in 20 minutes. In an FF at that, in a forfeit. That is something you never see in a competitive match. At least I've casted many a game in my life, and don't think I've ever seen a surrender in a competitive match. Zach's Kai'Sa is built different, and Jord on the comfort Maokai, having Zach dictate their lane is great. Yeah, Jord looked incredibly comfortable on the Maokai last game. Was definitely feeling it, had some amazing ults both down the lane, across the lane, in the river. Just knows where to place it to really make the enemy cry, make the enemy fear that he is on this big tree man. And even if he wasn't on the Maokai, you were able to flex that to jungle. You're able to flex that top lane. One of his best junglers, so he knows the champ well. Okay, so Jord plays jungle as well. Interesting. So I will like to see how well we are able to see this Vi dictate some of the matchup as well, because I love this mid jungle duo out of Shurima. They are just so incredibly good. We have Way 2K and Love No More. They're just playing. They just seem to be playing in total cohesion last game. And granted, Ari is a different champion than the Silas. Silas likes to get in your face, likes to steal your ultimates, likes to use what you have against yourself, and Ari likes to do her little combo and try and dash out, or maybe even dash even further with the resets on her ultimate. But let's look at Shadow Isles for a second. Oh, hello.
Hey, I'm back.
You're
Sorry.
back.
Hello.
Yeah, we're just doing our predictions in chat with who we think is going to win. Me and Azalea just talking. And just a note, that was Shadow Isles' first game loss. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the first game Shadow Isles has lost in BoozeBash 9.
That's what I thought. Honestly, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, I see these guys everywhere, and they're just winning left and right. And I'm pretty sure they won their games. I mean, yesterday, obviously, right? They're undefeated, so crazy.
6-0 in round robin, and the first game in playoffs, they lose in 20 minutes to a forfeit.
Sheesh. I mean, that's one way to get to the bottom. But I think let's see. I think they're hoping for a spring, right? They want to be able to jump on a quick trampoline all the way back up to the top again. I still think they're the team to beat. And if you're Shurima, I think you're in a really good position. I mean, I have a feeling you're probably leaning towards Shadow Isles. Am I correct? I'm actually leaning towards Shurima.
Yeah, I feel like I have to give the edge to Shurima here.
Oh, you are? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, well, because I mean, I just like their comp a lot better. I was talking with Azalea. Here, if whenever game loads, we can pause at 10, so we don't have any surprises like we did last game at 10 seconds.
Pause at 10. Pause at 10. He said pause at 10.
Yes.
All right.
Then, but yeah, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I like Shurima's comp a lot more, just because I feel like oh, you good?
1 second.
I can
We're
go
good.
14.
I'm at 10.
Are you 10? All right, so let's go again. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, but yeah, like I was saying, I love the composition out of Shurima because I feel like they have a big game plan. They know what they're gonna do. They know how they're gonna do it. With Shadow Isles, I don't think it is as well put together as Shurima's. It's not an awful comp. It's just it sort of seems like they're just hoping for the best and don't really have a major game plan.
Yeah, and I really want to see some early plays from Relic. That's the stuff that I've loved enjoying watching their team do, is a lot of early plays, especially coming from Relic. He's able to really put a lot of pressure on the map with those early invades. And, you know, being on a champ like Lee Sin, you could definitely do that.
Will we see Relic's inner insect coming out? There's so many great Lee Sins across all professional platforms, but Love No More taking a decent bit of damage, actually proccing the Conqueror out of Relic, and Chrysora is here. He does have the grass, gets it back in. Love No More, is he going to have to flash? No, but he is certainly going to have to recall. Way 2K might be forced to flash as well, and that is so many flashes over the wall. First blood going over to Kanori.
I mean,
and already Shadow Isles saying last game did not happen.
I mean, if you're Shadow Isles, you're sneakily kind of laughing to yourself. That gold went over to Jinx, and you're feeling really good. I mean, last game you were the one who got trampled over in the early game, and now you're doing the trampling.
Yeah, that is so bad for Way 2K, because not only is he dead and burned his flash, he is late to his jungle, so he is going to be starting a lot later than Relic. It's going to just naturally be a lot further behind. And if you are Zach K and Jord, Kenori, he started Cull because he probably wasn't looking to fight very often against this Kaisa Maokai, but now he's able to go back and get an extra longsword or maybe even buy a Doran's Blade, and that Cull is still going to tick down and give him so much extra gold once it finishes.
Yeah, and I wonder how you play this if you're Kenori. I mean, it looks like he's getting the lane just pushed into him. Maybe he just doesn't really want to leverage the gold advantage just yet, and he's just like, you know what, I'm going to hold on to this and play this as normal, you know? I feel like if it was me, I'd be like, let's push this as fast as possible to leverage this gold, you know? But yeah, they're also better players than me, so let's see.
So I think why he's not pushing it in there is because he did not have time to recall and be able to get an item. So really, it's no different than if they had just started off normally. So maybe if he was able to get a nice recall off after that kill and buy an item, then maybe they would be more apt to push in the wave. But speaking of pushing in the wave, Chrysora could be in a bit of trouble here. Love No More has the dash and the lock goes.
Man.
The sidestep.
If he would have landed that, that would have been nuts. Amazing sidestep by Chrysora, honestly.
Yeah, that is so tragic because Way2K, keep in mind, started off behind and taking that little pit stop mid lane and not getting anything out of it is just hurting him even worse.
And we're seeing pings onto the top side, and Way2K is just like, you know what? I have a feeling Lee Sin's going to do some creepy stuff, so I'm going to actually head bot. I'm just going to let my red buff just chill.
He did put a ward on it, so he does know if Relic goes onto it. So he's actually going to opt for the bottom Scuttle Crab, and they do see Relic on this red buff. So Way2K sadly going to get 3 buffed.
Yeah, and it looks like Way2K is going to do a little scouting, see if he can get a little lucky with the buff, but you're not really going to find anything there. Oh,
sadly, this Lee Sin was able to clear his jungle quite effectively, but is he on his Krugs? Yeah, okay,
he's got
is
something
on Relic's Krugs.
Yeah, so he got something out of it.
I think what they were trying to do is potentially look for a wraparound gank through the Tri-Brush, but it was pinged that they had vision, so it was no point in trying to do anything. But Love No More getting auto-attacked to death is actually going to be Jord in the bot side, flashing on to Death Instinct, who's going to have to flash out himself. Doesn't burn the exhaust, and we could see Relic going in for the kill on to Love No More.
Yep.
That Silas trying to get a recall off and is just going to go back to the fountain a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I want to see from Relic. I mean, tons of active play early on, just understanding where he needs to be at the right time. That's always something that I've seen that he does amazing at. And, you know, he's coming through for his team.
Very big pick for him as well. With that level 1, was able to get a lot of damage onto both champions to make that level 1 play happen. And he's currently sitting at about 500 gold, 400 gold up onto Way2K. At this point in the game is very good. And I would not be surprised if we saw him look bot side now to maybe go for that Chemtech Dragon and maybe try and get Kenori and Death Instinct ahead some more. Because keep in mind, Kenori still has not recalled. So he's still sitting on that gold advantage onto Zach K. And he's even up farm, so it doesn't even matter more. But Chrysora with another sidestep onto Love No More. Is he going to die anyways? The flash forward. Way2K needs one more auto. Relic flashing forward to get the shield and the kill. Chrysora with another one. Shadow Isles firing on all cylinders. Love No More almost getting the pullback.
I think that kills him.
Chrysora there, and he's actually going to get the
doesn't.
kill.
Oh my gosh.
A trade. 1-4-2, so not the end of the world for Shurima. They're finally on the board, but not the way you intended that play.
Yeah, I think Chrysora gave him a little bit of a gift there. There was really no reason to be there at all. I mean, at that point, I think Relic could have just probably taken it on by himself. But either way, I mean, I think that was fine. Who really wins there? That's the... I'm trying to see. I mean, the lane's pushing towards Chrysora. I mean, he's freezing it now, so that's going to be a little rough for Silas. So I'm curious if we're going to see another gank mid from Lee Sin coming around soon, especially right after he's done with his... maybe not. He's going to keep going and clearing.
I would like to see Shurima try and do some stuff either on the other side of the map with the Rift Herald, or try and get this dragon maybe underneath the nose of Shadow Isles, because once they start stacking them, it's going to get very difficult to get them off of it because you are so far behind. You are behind nearly 3,000 gold at 7 minutes in the game, and that is just not a great place to be in, especially if you are wanting to have those 5v5 team fights later on, because then Shadow Isles just aren't going to let you 5v5. They're just going to skirmish, they're going to split push, and then you're just going to, your comp just looks stupid because it's not able to do what it wants.
Pretty much. And I mean, now we're going to see everyone really start going back to lane, leveraging that gold. We're finally seeing that gold come into fruition with Jinx with a nice solid buy. But no real plans to really go after that dragon just yet. I would have expected a little bit more pressure coming from Shadow Isles, but
Way 2K gonna go in on to Hayden. He does not have the cease and desist up, so maybe if he was level 6 he could have gotten something there, but did force the flash out of Hayden nonetheless.
Yeah, and I mean, I think not being level 6 right now is really hurting them, and something that I think Shadow Isles should be taking a little bit more advantage of, especially going for these objectives, which I guess, yeah, I mean, Lee Sin's going for top, so it looks like they're valuing that over Dragon right now.
Rift Herald, especially right now with the ability to get those turret plates, going to be so good to keep the gas on with this lead. But
where do you use the Herald if you get it? I'm guessing bot lane, right?
I would say either bot or mid, because Ornn doesn't necessarily need to be super far ahead. He's going to be good regardless of how much gold you put into his pocket. And if you get this Swain or Jinx ahead, they're just going to be absolute demons come team fight time. But you see a fight for vision.
Yeah, I mean, oh, some poke there. And I mean, if you're Shadow Isles, there's actually no reason to be even playing topside anymore. I think at this point, you just start playing bot side towards that Rift Herald, potentially pop it, and then go for a play on drag. I mean, it's going to be tough to defend for both.
Yeah, and getting that Chemtech Dragon will be very good for their overall team fights in the later game. I'm sure that Shurima would love to get that for themselves as well. And I mean, we do see 4 members towards the bot side. For them, the prio is sort of in the favor of Shurima's bot lane, so maybe they look for something, but Relic is also on the bot side, so it would be very risky if you try and go for that dragon and then you lose the fight and maybe even lose the dragon. Then you're really down bad.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I feel like things have slowed down a little bit, but it's still clearly in Shadow Isles' favor.
Ooh, this Aiden.
Ooh.
Using the Call of the Forge God is going to force the flash out of Bananas. So what's funny is Bananas, yeah, okay, he had the ultimate available, but opted to use his flash instead to dodge the Ornn.
Oh, he walked into it. He walked into it.
No.
He must have known it was coming, and he walked into it. Oh man, that must feel bad.
Downtown. Love No More is in a bit of a pickle, though. No mana, my friend. You're going to just die. Season assist used on a Chrysora, and the ultimate Dragon's Rage. Double kill going over to Relic there, and Shadow Isles just running away with this game. This looks like a complete flip of the script from last game.
So is Blue Side just broken? Is that what's happening? Because that's what I'm understanding.
It is the Jinx first pick that is just
the Jinx
apparently breaking the game.
That's disgusting. I mean, there's always a pick every season that goes in and out, back and forth. You know, the must-haves. Oh, amazing!
Flash forward and the cleanse on the Maokai ultimate. Another 2 kills going over to Shadow Isles on top of the dragon. Holy moly! Titan, what do we do, man? Like, if you're Shurima, is it just an FF20 as well?
I was just about to say the same thing. I'm like, do we see another FF20? I mean, I really don't want to, but at the same time, all this back and forth is nuts, and I'm curious who gets Blue Side next game. Honestly, I think apparently it's dictating a lot, but also maybe, I don't know. This is absolute insanity, the dynamics of these games.
So the choice of side would go to Shurima, I believe. If they lose this game because they lost, they would get choice. So, but I mean, if Shurima wins, then it doesn't matter because they just win the series. But they are going to have to dig themselves out of a pretty deep hole that they find themselves in right now.
And it's a hole that keeps growing, you know. I mean, the bottom of that hole, and I'm talking about scaling. It just keeps going. So it's going to be a little rough, but let's see how they come through. I think they really need to see a pick on this Jinx. They really need to try to maybe even get a dive. They have the tools to do it between the Maokai, Vi. We really need to see that some counteraction coming over from Shurima.
And they need to do it within the next 30 or so seconds because this Millia ultimate is coming online. And when that is used, it makes it so hard to try and dive this Jinx. They have to get this wave pushing. There's 3 members strong down there. Cease and desist is available. The Maokai ultimate is going to be used, and they're going to get knocked up so many different ways. Kanori, is he going to fall? Super Mega Death Rocket going to be used point blank.
This is so
Jordan
good
is
for
going
them.
to fall. A double kill going over and a TP as well. Zach is going to be hit by the Sonic Wave, and it's actually going to be a 2 for 2 after Relic gets the kill here. You know, any type of play that goes even is in favor of Shurima because
That's true.
You're not letting the opponent get ahead. And they also burned the teleport out of Cursora. So
yeah, and you got objective bounties as well. I'm not exactly. It looks like Way2K got both of those kills.
he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good to try and get him back in the game, considering Relic is 5-0 now. Let's look at the...
Yeah, we're
so
starting to
Relic
see...
is-
Oh, amazing! There it is!
Gosh, Relic!
I think he heard you on the stream. I think he
You
heard
did,
you.
man.
And,
He says, I'm channeling my
You
inner
asked,
Einstein."
and they provided. And honestly, that was perfect timing because, I mean, look at the side of Shadow Isles. I mean, all of their mythics are actually kicking in now. I mean, all their mythics are online. We're not exactly seeing that from Shurima. So the power difference is absolutely huge. 7K gold, 8K gold lead. It's a little nutty. It's getting a little nutty. I actually think the variance in terms of, like, who's winning and who's losing is higher this game than it was last game.
All right, who's the wise guy? Am I being pranked? Who wrote the script? Who said 20-minute game 1, potential 20-minute game 2? Who wrote the script? Who was that? I want my money back. But yeah, I mean, the gold disparity just continues to grow. 7,000 gold difference in favor of Shadow Isles. I hope you did not bet all of your money on Shurima winning this game. But if they do, I think it's going to become less of you guys playing well and just hoping that Shadow Isles messes up.
So I will say, I think it maybe was last week, Shurima came back from one of the craziest games that I've ever seen. And they were down really bad, potentially around the same as this gold. So they've done it before. So I don't know. Maybe they can do it again.
I know that I have personally come back from worse. If you can come back from an open Nexus with 0 objectives, you can come back from any single game. And they're actually looking like they might try and force this Ocean Dragon. They have all 5 members down on the bot side. See, Love No More taking a recall. Might have finished his Mythic there. Yeah, he did finish the Rod of Ages, so that's going to be able to start scaling for him. But we do see Chrysora rotating down now, so because keep in mind he used that teleport earlier, and we could see the first 5v5 of the game.
Quite exciting with Dragon coming up now. Yeah, it's I'm quite excited. I'm curious to see how this team fight goes. If we're just going to see all out initiation from the get go from Shurima and just are they not doing this? Are they they're trading?
You did all this preparation, Shurima. No, where are you going?
Wait. No,
the
you
bush
want
is
this.
boarded.
No, this feels so bad. No, I don't want to watch. Please,
Shurima.
please put me to bed. I don't want to watch, mommy. Please.
Shurima, call the
Oh no!
It's going to be used. It's going to hit one onto Zach K. This might be the fight they're looking for. Season assist onto the backline. Use Malphite ultimate is going to be popped as well, but the damage is not there. Zach K gonna fall. High hit banana is gonna fall. Surely too. Relic is not going to fall himself. Love no more. Pop the Ord ultimate is going to hit a lot of people, but no kills are going to go over to Shurima. And in 17-minute ace for Shadow Isle.
Yeah, and if you're Shurima and all of a sudden you hear the horn, Ornn's horn, and that ult started to come out, and you're thinking you're not in vision, you're feeling bad. You're probably saying a ton of curse words. So
I think what really did it for them is all of them were just sitting in that bush for a solid 15 seconds.
Yep.
And then Jord walks over with the sweeper going and just reveals a ward.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he walks over and reveals a ward, and I think everyone just had that collective and at that moment he knew he effed up. I think that's immediately what that ward as well.
Yeah, that's rough. The timing of that, absolutely rough. And I mean, I wonder if you're Shurima, I wonder that it's interesting, right? You think you have better chances trying to catch them in a death brush than trying to fight for the dragon, right? That's ultimately what you're saying when you do a play like that. And I don't know if that's the correct call. I actually think they probably would have just been better off fighting a straight 5v5 and just ulting on their terms, not getting ulted on. So
and even then, I mean, why not just trade the Rift Herald? I mean, because
True.
I mean, I feel like that is I think that's the second best play. I think the first best play is just like you were saying, try and do that 5v5. Because I mean, if you lose, then there's really no point. You're not gonna come back anyways.
Yeah.
So the death brush is a good idea, but you don't have a lot of vision. You don't know where everyone is. You don't know if they're about to dogpile on top of you. Plus, you didn't sweep the bush whenever you first went into it, which is very bad.
Yeah.
But Shurima, down 17-3, down 11k gold, not in the best of places.
Yeah, and I guess maybe they were counting on a rotation after drag, thinking hey, you know what, they're gonna come up here anyways. Maybe we'll catch some people out on our terms, and we'll go from there. It just ultimately just didn't play out like that.
So many items coming online. See, Relic is a full item up on Way 2K. On this jungle.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Chrysora's the whole item up.
I mean, look how much
item up.
Look how much gold they have in just bounties. I mean, over 1,200 gold.
This could be the play. Chrysora is getting dove on by 3 members, but look at the damage.
He's too big.
Way 2K might just tick down to the
too late.
Chrysora is going to secure the kill onto Love No More at the very least. What looked like a decent play for Shurima. Wait, the Jinx Rocket? Oh, it is going to be hit by Jord. He's going to tank it for his teammate. But, I mean, what do you do? I mean, you just can't stop all of this push. You can't stop this Jinx. There's a Rift Herald top now. I mean, what are you going to do?
I mean, you need to look for vulnerabilities, right? I mean, what is the most vulnerable thing that you could potentially attack over and over again? I mean, and ultimately, you said it right. I mean, what is the vulnerability? I mean, do you try to counteract the mid push against the Jinx and the Milio? I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of tough decisions. I think you're absolutely right. I think Shurima's counting on Shadow Isles to make some mistakes here. But we're not seeing any mistakes coming out. They're playing this to a T. And I think they're going to start probably positioning themselves towards Baron now. Maybe playing top side? Well, I guess we also have Dragon up in 40 seconds. So that's probably the safer, maybe easier play to go for.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but hoping your opponent messes up is not a good game plan.
No,
whatsoever.
It's not. But it is League of Legends. So, I mean, who knows? I mean...
Anything can happen, and what looks like it's going to happen now is this Soul Point, which it's Mountain Dragon. So if you're not able to kill anyone now, bro, if they get Mountain Soul, you best kiss that wish goodbye.
Yep, and Kanori's kind of sticking towards the back. He doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want to be in the eyes of this Malphite, Maokai, anyone. she just wants to completely chill in the back.
Oh, but we do see Relic getting dove on by 2 members, as well as Zach K. The roots from Jord is going to help out I Hate Bananas right there, but they're not actually able to kill Relic. The double Ornhorns are going to be sounded. Relic is godlike. 2 kills go over for Shadow Isles, but 1 kill goes over for Shurima. Can they make it work? Jord running for his little tree life. But on the back side of it, no one is able to get anything. Jord is going to fall. Relic trying to get the dragon as well. Way2K and I Hate Bananas were able to escape unscathed. And yay, you killed the Jinx, but you also lost the dragon and 3 of your teammates. So who really won the fight?
Right. I mean, you ultimately did what your team comp was supposed to do in theory. You probably wanted to get more kills. Obviously, the fight was happening in 2 different places, which is a little tough to be playing around these AOE ults, but. Ultimately, they got the Jinx, which was a key target, but there's, a little, it's too little, too late, and ultimately, they didn't really get anything from that. It's kind of tough.
Who did that shutdown go to? It went to, okay, so it did go to Way2K, which is probably not the person you want it on. You maybe want it on Love No More or Zach to try and get them back into the game a little bit, especially Love No More. He is, not in the best of places right now, and we see another Death Bush potentially. Are we going to see Death Instinct walk in there? No, he is gonna see. Does he see Jord there? I don't know if he has vision of him. Oh, but a ward of the wall to reveal them. Dang.
I think Death Instinct just had an instinct for the enemy team and where he was or where they were. So
aha, that's a good one. I like that. But we've already made it. We've made it further than last game. But Jord, oh, nice sidestep. The Gale Force forward though is not going to keep Jord alive, and the Baron is started. So I mean, if you're Shurima, there's not really any way you can contest this.
So talk to me about game 3.
So, what do you propose in draft for next game?
Oh man, this is a little doom and gloom. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little rough to watch.
I mean, they are down 14K. So, I'm no mathematician, but that's a lot. That's a little bit of gold.
Just a wee bit of gold.
And now with the Baron, I mean, you just 1-3-1 and just, I mean, what are they gonna do? They can't stop you.
I mean, honestly, just the minions are gonna do most of the work. And the sad part about it too is that Shurima doesn't really even have a lot of wave clear. So, what do? It's gonna be a lot of minions coming into your base, and I don't know, not a lot of ways to kill them.
Really wish this comp would have went well for Shurima, because I feel like there's so much potential there, but the execution sadly was just not where you wanted it to. And I Hate Bananas just going all in for Kanori, but he doesn't have the backup. Jord pops the ultimate himself. Is this the last ditch effort?
Trying to make something happen,
Shurima?
right?
And I mean, if there is a single play that defines how this game has gone, it is that one right there. Shurima trying to do everything, throwing everything at Kanori, and literally nothing happening. He's full health.
Yeah, I mean, they got him, I guess, twice. He's died twice over this game. I mean, overall, I mean, Shadow Isles doesn't even have a lot of deaths on their team. They're looking quite flawless right now. I wish there was a way I can grab Shurima from last game and like Shadow Isles from this game, and then do like a simulation, of like those types of comps and how they actually work together. So.
Well, if Shurima want to pat themselves on the back for anything, they did not FF at 20.
That is true.
So that is what they have going for them. But I mean, Shadow Isles just running around in a death ball, playing as 5, not wanting for any potential picks to happen. And Hayden,
I mean, honestly, you just shove it in their face and just shove it into the Nexus and just win the game. I don't really see how Shurima stops you from doing that.
Yeah, with mid lanes got those super minions pouring in now, and maybe this is the fight they're looking for.
They're still playing scared. I don't know. Maybe they're not playing scared. I don't know. It's kind of a...
Wait, 2K flashing forward, using the cease and desist onto Death Instinct. There is immediately going to be Dragon's Reign. So that is going to be a double-man knockup. Love No More trying to get something going. Hits a nice knockup onto 2. Death Instinct. Is he going to fall here? Kanori getting the rockets off. The Oran Horn is sounded for. Hayden is going to hit 3 with that ultimate. Massive right there. Relic trying to finish off Zach K on the backline. Love No More popping the stopwatch, but it's only going to make him look cooler before he dies. He does kill Death Instinct though. George going to fall as well. I Hate Bananas going to die once more, and that is a 5-4-1.
Yeah, I mean,
Shadow Isles. Holy moly.
Yeah, and if you're Shurima, I actually like that fight. I think that's the fight you needed to take. It was a 5v4. You noticed that one of their team members was, going back. And that was probably the best chance and probably the best fight they had, but they still lost it, and it eventually led to a 5-0 vote. So we still got a surrender vote out of this, but I think this one was a little bit more nail in the coffin.
It lasted 7 more minutes than the other game, so I will tip my hat to Shurima for not FFing at 20.
Yeah, and I mean, Kanori absolutely carried 20k damage. I mean, Chrysora, wow, 19k damage actually. It's a good amount.
Shadow Isles acting like that last game simply did not exist.
All right, but it did exist, and now we're going to a game 3. This is it. I mean, what more can you ask for as a caster, right? Going into the third game.
Absolutely. Silver Scrapes .mp3. Here we come.
Well, don't mind if I do.
No. So we can get demonetized stuff, but yeah, this game is going to be something that both teams have to shake off, because game 1, Shadow Isles got crapped on. Game 2, Shurima got crapped on. So now it is Shadow Isles who I think have the edge, because they are the ones who are coming with momentum. They are coming into this game knowing that, hey, we can beat these guys, and not only can we beat these guys, we can beat these guys pretty handily. So both teams know that they are capable of steamrolling the opponent. Now it's like, okay, if we are losing, how do we prevent ourselves from just getting absolutely steamrolled? And if I can get an invite real quick.
Yes, for sure. Sorry, I had to put on Silver Scrapes,
Perfect.
Dun-dun.
I'm here for it. And they're actually subbing me in for this game. Let's go.
No way, they're subbing me in too.
Wait, me and Kanori have the same summoner icon. What the heck? I love that. Good old LA Renegades. May they rest in peace. From the LCS.
That is like, what year is that?
2016.
Sheesh.
Yeah, let me
History.
the oldest one that I have. Oh, here you go. I got a LCS 2015 Cloud9 icon.
Let me see. I think my oldest icon is 2013 TSM, actually, and I have a curse one. Holy crap, curse. That brings me back.
Wow. That is an old one right there. Yeah, I have... Wait, what is this one? Oh, I have that TSM 2013 one, but I did not receive it in 2013. I received it in 2016. Out of like a box, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You can do that.
I also have the icon of the old LCS logo, where it was like the shield and had LCS.
Oh, that's actually really cool. I love that.
Yeah. But what is even cooler is this game 3. I'm excited, and it does look like that Shurima have opted for the blue side. So they certainly know that history is friendly to those on the blue side of the rift.
And I'm going to throw out a wild guess here. I mean, feel free to call me crazy, all right? But I have a feeling there's going to be a Jinx first pick. What do you think?
You know, if I had to put all my eggs in one champion basket, I think you are exactly right.
So I guess if you're Shadow Isles, do you actually think of banning the Jinx, or do you just call their bluff? Because I mean, you know they're gonna pick it away from you, right? I mean, I don't know. Zach played a really good game of Jinx in game 1, so I mean, are you thinking of banning it if you're Shadow Isles?
We do have the draft going on right now, and I think you kind of have to, right? Because the team that has gotten Jinx just goes on to win the game. So who knows? I mean, we do see similar bans as game 1 and game 2, especially out of Shurima, the Scion, the Vladimir, and I wonder what this last ban
I think
is.
they've been
I
banning
forget.
Pantheon. Yeah,
Yes, Pantheon. That's right. It's Pantheon. You're correct.
Yeah,
And the
Relic had
Jinx hover of a ban?
I think so. I think they have to. I think they have to. I really do. I think they have to. I actually, if you're Shurima, what do you prioritize here? So Shadow Isles dropped, I believe, the Udyr ban away from Andrew, which is like his absolute monster of a pick. So let's see.
No, it was Zeri, was it not?
Oh, it might have been Zeri. Zeri Samira.
Ew. That's I don't know. That's such a. I mean, because Udyr in the game 1 at least was banned in the second round of bans.
That's maybe what happened. Okay.
So yeah, but Jinx is going to be the ban, and Zeri almost immediately locked in for Shurima, as well as the Samira, which that'll be a spicy pick, because if you're Shadow Isles, you can't. I mean, you can play the Milio here. But
I'm
yeah, it's
so
just
excited.
not going to be.
I'm so excited for
in.
this. Oh
Lock
my
it in.
god, this
Lock
is
it in,
disgusting.
please. Let's go.
This bot lane is disgusting. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Shadow
so
Isles.
much early damage. I mean, what do you do here if you're Shurima? Do you look for something like a Lulu? I mean, you need some disengage, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Lulu would not be bad. That polymorph is going to be so good against this Pike. And even the Samira for that matter. Plus, it'll help you buff up this Zeri a little bit. But the cat is going to be locked in even after all of the nerfs that she has received. And Udyr, just like you were talking about, is going to be picked for Shurima.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think he's very comfortable on that champion. He has a lot of onus on the champion, and ultimately, it's a hard pick to go up against in the top lane. So I'm curious to see what Hayden's going to pick here. Camille, which I honestly, I'm pretty sure that's a great pick into Udyr, right? I mean, you get the trap, you got stuns, your Q, freaking Cho'Gath ult is absolutely disgusting. So, and Udyr does get quite tanky, so you're probably going to go Divine Sunder, I'm guessing. So, I think that's a great pick into Udyr.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, Camille has been banned the past 2 games against Shadow Isles. So they are picking it up on the first round of picks, not wanting it to go through and get banned off. But now you do leave mid lane open to potential bans. Granted, both teams have not picked their mid laners, so they are leaving that open. And Swain actually going to be hovered, and I imagine that ban is going to go through. We saw how well it was played last game and paired with the jungle of Shadow Isles and Poppy. Once again, going to be banned. So is that Udyr top then, because they're still banning top laners, or junglers?
Well, didn't Way2K play Poppy first game? No, so maybe that's why
he did.
they're
But
banning
is this Udyr not going jungle?
No, I think it's Udyr top lane for sure.
I think it's Udyr top lane for sure. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why the Camille pick was probably so urgent, because it's like, okay, I already know what I'm playing into, so I don't have to worry about that.
Gotcha.
We're seeing an Ornn actually. What?
Yeah, so it's going to be a Camille jungle then. It would have to be, no? And so Syndra going to be locked in.
I mean,
so do you commit the Udyr to top, playing into the Ornn? I mean, I think that's a fine pick into the Ornn, but granted, I haven't played that matchup very much.
I don't know. Is Ornn mid? I'm gonna say it again. Just because I've seen Chrysora do it. I think there's a big chance that that's happening. Why not just stabilize the mid lane? Yeah, and there it is. I really do think Chrysora is going to go mid with the Ornn, with the Nidalee pick, What is this? MSI? What's going on? We're going to see Relic pull a Blabber potentially?
Blabbers, crabbers. Yeah, I agree with you, Azalea. There needs to be some magic damage from Shadow Isles, because if you do lock in something physical, it is going to not be your friend. And Lilia,
oh man, that was a great
going
pick.
to be the pick. The deer is here, so
Yeah,
maybe
I think that's a
it is
great pick.
Hornid.
I really think that Lilia is such a great pick for their team fighting capabilities. I mean, oof, it's rough. I'm really leaning towards Shadow Isles here. Actually, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, the only way it does not go Shadow Isles is if the first time they try and be super aggressive, it just blows up in their face. Because if you
Yeah,
give any
I can see
lead
that.
over to Shurima, especially against like with this Samira Pike, if you give Zeri one or two kills early on, you're not going to kill her, especially with this Yumi like sitting on her shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, and the Yumi doesn't even have to stay on the Zeri late game, right? The Yumi can definitely jump on the Udyr for strong engages. I mean, on top of the Wukong for strong engages. Syndra does a ton of damage as well. I mean, I'm assuming Syndra probably goes first strike against this Ornn to try to proc bet as much as possible, get a ton of gold as fast as possible to be doing damage, right? So yeah, I think you actually have some really good points there with Shurima kind of having that potential. So it's going to be a good game.
Both of these teams, for all intents and purposes, like to scale. I know Yumi becomes incredibly busted late game. Zeri becomes incredibly busted late game. Now, keep in mind, Yumi did receive a decent number of nerfs over the past few months. She was just running rampant through professional play with her ultimates and her heals and everything. So her ultimate no longer roots, it only slows. So that is a big thing to think about during team fights.
Good point. Good point.
How is Wukong top into Camille? It's actually going to, I believe it's going to be Wukong jungle, Azalea. I don't think that is Wukong top.
I think it's so as well. But yeah, that's an interesting point. I wonder what that.
If it, but if it is Wukong into Camille, I imagine the Camille wins.
I'm pretty sure Camille like actually shits on Wukong. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with her passive denying or blocking some physical damage as well as the true damage she can dish out. Maybe if Wukong is able to use his clone in time for the second proc, then maybe he could win the fight. But it's just so hard
It's
with
definitely
Camille
not easy.
Yeah, we believe it is going to be Udyr top lane in the hands of Way2K. I'm sorry, not Way2K. I hate bananas. Azalea thinks Wukong chunks Camille, so who knows? I mean, if it's Wukong top, maybe we will see your wait. Oh, they accidentally banned Camille. They accidentally banned Camille.
Does that mean they're scared? Is there some underlining meaning to that? No, not at all. I'm just.
They're sucking themselves out, man. They don't know what to do.
You gave Jord time to piss at least.
It's actually just big mind games right here. They know what they're doing.
It's game 3. Can't leave anything on the table, you know?
Exactly right.
Or can't leave anything off the table? I don't even know how the phrase actually goes. It's on or off the table.
What more could you want out of a game 3? Now, guys, don't ban Camille. There you go. Good job.
We got this. We got this.
And yeah, it is going to be Wukong jungle. We did just see Way2K lock that in. So it's not going to be the Wukong Camille matchup. Jungle Kong, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong.
I was just watching the new Super Mario's Brother movie actually, and Diddy Kong.
What is your rating of the movie? Because I watched it the other day as well.
So I'm actually halfway through. I tend to watch a lot of movies while I work, so it actually takes me days to finish movies. So, but I'm getting there. I'm like halfway through, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far.
What part are you
I
at?
am probably like 3/4 of the way. I feel like it's starting to get like really, really spicy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got a lot of like thoughts of the past, like watching this movie, like the Rainbow Road. I'm like, dude, this is awesome, man. I used to love playing all that stuff, Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers. I mean, Nintendo was something I grew up on, so seeing them pull that in was cool. I mean, I know there's it's a little bit of a movie that people are kind of hating on, but I think it's pretty good. So I think it's been pretty good. What do you think?
I enjoyed the movie quite a lot. I'm a big Jack Black enjoyer.
Me too. I love Jack Black.
I loved his performance, and apparently there was a pentakill in Hextech's match today.
No way.
It was a penta on Ari of all champions.
So from what I understand, actually, we got our first penta ever this BoozeBash. So that means our second penta ever was this BoozeBash as well. This is like BoozeBash penta BoozeBash 9. You know, it's crazy.
BoozeBash Penta 9.
BoozeBash Penta 9.
Kappa. Now, if
Typhoon,
only we
it's
can
1-1,
see
yeah.
another pentakill.
Grant got a
That
penta
is what I am
in the last
asking.
match. 2 pentas, yeah.
If any champion in this game was to get a pentakill, who do you think it would be?
Samira gives me nightmares with that ult. So I think Samira, honestly.
I think I would have to agree with you there. Either Samira or Zach K on this Zeri. Zeri is very scary. No pun or rhyme intended.
And that's definitely one of his major, primary champions that he loves to whip out and really showcase his ability to kite, his ability as an AD carry. So it's going to be a really exciting game. Thank the Lord we don't see any Jinx. So I think that's going to make a big difference. I think it's going to really change the dynamics of this, right? So what do you do, I guess? Because I have a feeling the game plan for Shadow Isles is going to be much different with the Lilia on board versus something like a Lee Sin or a Wukong, right?
I think if you are Shadow Isles, you are looking similar to how Shurima's comp was last game. You are looking for those team fights. You are looking to enable the Sabira and the Camille and the Pike to really get their resets going to get the damage that they need, all while protecting them, because Lilia's ultimate going to be able to enable some nice combos out of the Ornn. So be able to sleep everyone, just line up a nice Call of the Forge God onto the top of all of it. Plus, Samira's passive works in so many different ways with the comp that is built around it with the knockups. So it'll be so easy for her to get that S ranking and be able to pop her ultimate. But she has to be very careful that she just doesn't get blown up herself, because Shurima do have a few different ways to be able to blow her up.
It's gonna be some really, really crazy team fights. I'm excited. I mean, I don't know, if you're Shurima, are you playing a little bit more on the passive side, aggressive? Like, are you trying to peel for this Zeri? I'm a little confused on the Shurima approach to team fights, while in my opinion Shadow Isles definitely looks a lot more straightforward.
Yeah, I feel like if you are Shurima, you are going for the counter-engage composition. So you are waiting for Shadow Isles to engage on you. You are trying to back off just enough so that the fight doesn't end, but that you are able to A, stay alive, and B, re-engage with your own tools. Because I mean, you have the Syndra displacement of the Scatter of the Weak, you have the Wukong ult, you have Yuumi ultimate on top of all of that. So if you just try and raw 5v5 team fight Shadow Isles, I don't feel like you are going to come out on top just because of the amount of layering of CC and ultimates that they have. But if you are able to maybe burn one or two of those ultimates before you do any of yours and then re-engage, then it's going to look a lot different, because Shadow Isles are not going to be firing at 100% with their comp and just going to have to maybe use a subpar usage of their ultimates or flashes or summoner spells or whatever. So it's going to be up to, I believe Shurima to not overstep or overstay their welcome in most situations and just get ulted on and lose the fight even before it starts.
Which is going to be really important, that type of play style and that type of mentality going into objectives, right? Because if you're thinking to yourself, hey, they need to come on to me, I need to be able to disengage, are you really going to want to be the last ones in there where they're easily able to keep you off of objectives, right? They're going to be able to engage on you whenever they want versus the other way around where you're able to control an area and then force them to come on you, so you could really see your team comp shine. So I would love to see a lot of early control around those objectives if we can.
Game 3 is starting.
Are we doing a 10 second? Yeah, all right. I'm getting the hang of this.
All right, so let's do 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. I'm at 13, 14, 15, 16.
18, 19, 20.
Yep, perfect.
Okay, perfect. All right. We are getting into this game 3 of the BoozeBash 9 playoffs. Once again, I am Podslow. My man over there is Titan. And we see 5 men strong in the topside jungle. 4 Shadow Isles. Are they going to try and get something spicy?
Why is director camera not doing its thing?
Hit D.
There we go. There it is. Oh,
yeah, good old directed cam likes to be silly sometimes.
Well, we're seeing some early plays again. I mean, do they ever just want to chill? Like, is 5-pointing even a concept to both of these teams? What's happening?
They say boo, 5-point, boo. I hate it. Why is I cannot switch these 2 champions? There we go. Okay. We are gonna see a fight up here though. I hate bananas. Getting some nice damage onto Hayden, and you know, I do not think I have ever seen press the attack Udyr.
Oh man, so welcome to I Hate Bananas. This is the type of shit he loves to do. I mean, this is this type of stuff that puzzles me. It works, and I honestly, it makes a ton of sense. I mean, you're able to proc PTA kind of easily. I mean, Udyr overall does a ton of damage. I wonder if he's gonna opt in for an AD build or more of an AP build here.
I mean, if you like looking at the rest of his team, you can really go either of them, because if you go AD, I mean, that really just helps your team. But if you go AP, I mean, it's not going to hurt it because you do have Zeri and Wukong to be able to do that physical damage for you. I imagine it'll be AP because of Chrysora on this Ornn, just be able to stack some armor and just make it really difficult for anyone to deal any bit of damage to him. We'll have to see how well he can survive the Syndra lane first.
And that makes complete sense too, because if I
Uh-oh. Zach K getting pulled back in there, exhausts and heal being used, but only 1 summoner burned for Shadow Isles, so not the end of the world.
No, not at all. And I mean, that's exactly what Shadow Isles kind of wants to be doing, burning the other team's flashes, summoner spells, and then just trying to keep digging in on that, because eventually they're not going to be able to escape those over and over again, and ultimately you do more damage.
Here, if you want to hit U to get rid of the time controls,
I can just
so we don't spoil anything for stream.
Oh, very true.
Oh, Zach K dodging away from Death Instincts. I believe that's called what is that buddy called? It's called something Undertow. Phantom Undertow, I was right.
I thought you were talking about like Phantom Limb or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the Death Instinct using the Phantom Limb.
There it is.
Right there. But I hate bananas. In a bit of trouble, having to pop the ghost, and Way 2K is here as well.
Ooh.
Hayden having to flash out there. A nice roam out of Way 2K to be able to keep his top laner alive, but I hate bananas trying to get some return damage.
I love that. I absolutely loved that play. I think that was great. I Hate Bananas played that extremely well. He read the map really well. He understood that he was ganked, but at the same time, he was gaining support. And I think Way 2K and himself coordinated that beautifully.
We just got a raid from BoozeBash 2. Their series is apparently already over, and we are in an exciting game number 3. First game, Shurima just absolutely wiped to the floor, but a flash forward onto Zach K. Zach K is in a bit of trouble. He has the ghost available. He's going to pop it. Kanori could be in a bit of trouble as well. The minion's doing so much damage. This Yuumi keeping him alive.
And I actually thought Zach was going to turn that. I'm not going to lie. That whole entire time I was staring at Kanori's health bar, but he did still have heal. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if he really needed to pop it for that extra health, he could have.
And might look for extra health here. Love No More wants some extra health himself. Oof. He isn't going to fall, though. The flash is going to be expended, but it does keep himself alive.
And it's crazy to say, but this has been the most balanced game we've seen so far. I think at this point in either game, in Game 1 or Game 2, there was already a lead that was building on one of the teams.
What are we supposed to do? This is unfamiliar territory.
I know. This is like, wait, this is an actual game, back and forth. I forgot that you kind of actually needed to farm sometimes to gain experience and gold.
Boo,
you know? So
we hate farming. Farm champions. That's the only way you're allowed to play this game.
Exactly. It's League of Legends Deathmatch, and we're here for it.
Deathmatch. I prefer domination. I like hardpoint as well.
I will probably end up switching my game mode once that new 2v2v2v2 game mode comes out. I might not even ever play Summoner's Rift again, just so I can get that deathmatch vibe going.
Hashtag bring back Dominion. Any Dominioners in chat?
Hashtag bring back Twisted Tree Line. That was
any Twisted Tree Liners in chat?
Oh, that was my baby.
That was I remember playing 3v3s ranked with my friends. Took like 10 years to find a game. But it was there.
It was so good. Trinamere was so broken.
Bring back Doombots. I'm a fan of that one, Wabam. Yes, sir. I remember that game mode. That was it. But Love No More in a bit of trouble. He was get taken down to about half HP. And Death Instinct, he's trying for a roam mid, but they did see him all the way there. So that ward, very useful. Very good spot for a ward. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And honestly, it's great to see the first strike from Syndra. I was talking a little bit about that prior to the game loading, and I think that's the absolute best choice. I mean, it's guaranteed procs all day on the Ornn. It's going to be huge for her to really build that gold lead. So yeah, great decision.
Very good rune choice. Being able to poke the snot out of Chrysora on this Ornn mid. A very odd pick, but it has not hurt the team any just yet. I hate bananas. On this Udyr top lane, we were discussing that, and while both of us think it is quite weird, it is actually not doing too bad in lane. He is down a little bit of farm, but I think that's nothing that is going to make much of a difference, at least at this state in the game. But Zach
not at all. And Zach's playing this so confidently. I love to see that. You know, it's like you can try to go ahead and hook, but I am just gonna sidestep you every time.
And I know, as a person who plays a lot of hook champions, if you start to miss 2 or 3 in a row, bro, it hurts your confidence.
You start to ask yourself, can I land any of them?
You're just like, maybe I'm just a bad player. Like I just don't know why am I playing this game? I'm just not a good champion.
Feels rough.
We do see Shadow Isles being the first ones to go onto this dragon, and Way2K gonna protect the ward from being taken, but
I really think Shurima can contest this. Maybe not. It might be. Yeah, it's a little too late. Oh, you're going over anyways.
Way2K has jumped over. He doesn't get the smite off. Uses a Cyclone right there. A nice flash, but the Ornhorn is going to go wide. The Yuumi as here. Ultimate is going to be popped. Death Instinct is going to fall and get first blooded. A 1-for-1 trade so far. Samira ult is going to be used, and Jord is not going to be able to keep Zach K alive. On a 2-for-2 trade, but the dragon goes over to the Isles.
And I do wonder, the one thing that I was kind of looking on the back end was, man, Syndra's taking the longest route to get to Dragon. She took a while there. I wonder if she would have taken the normal route if they would have actually been able to do a better fight there. But overall, it wasn't too bad.
Neither I Hate Bananas or Hayden Duh were available for that fight. Unleashed teleports are not a thing just yet, and who knows? Maybe if both of them were there, maybe that fight might have gone even further in either direction. Because I mean, it was still a 2v2. I thought Wade 2K was just really caught out, but ended up actually turning it back and getting a kill for getting 2 kills for him and his team. So
yeah, I love that. No, that was great. I mean, if they could have just held out a tiny little bit longer, like I said, if Potato Ari or if Love No More would have just gone straight through the river somehow. I mean, that's a little bit of a tough call, right? Because you're thinking, hey, they could just turn on me. But it would have gotten you faster to the fight. So
something that is very important is one of those kills went over to Zach K, and one of those kills went over to Kanori. So both of these ADCs getting a bit of a jump start in their respective builds. And as well, I mean, dude, Shadow Isles going once again for these neutral objectives. They are wanting to get ahead in that department, sending 4 members to this Rift Herald, be able to use Pop It, get some nice plate gold for themselves. And I wonder what lane they're going to use it in.
I wonder, maybe they tried to go for top. I mean, I never mind a Camille with tons of gold, you know, tons of damage. Ultimately, they could lock down the Zeri pretty easily. So I don't think that's a bad choice, actually. I would probably aim for top. Oh!
Okay, and friends might be in a trouble. Nice flash prediction out of Death Instinct.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think it's going to matter. But the Phantom Undertow into the flash prediction.
Am I watching LCS? Because that was disgusting plays from both sides.
See, I hate that nothing came out of that play because that was so beautiful.
I hate it and love it all at the same time. I hate it and love it all at the same time. I mean, they were there. They were preparing for the kill. I mean, they got the hook, predicted the flash. I mean, Zach and company played it equally as well.
And something that is very important as well is Death Instinct actually used the death from below there, but the health threshold on Zach was not low enough to execute. And Way 2K might be here to try and get something going. The Cyclone is available, going to knock up Kanori once. Is it going to be enough to get him again? Death Instinct is going to fall back, but it is going to be Kanori falling as well. Can Death Instinct get out? Can he get to the turret to maybe try and execute, but uses the W so you can't see him, but has the Phantom Undertow to be able to get out. And yeah, it is just going to be a 1-for-0.
I will say,
Nice job by Shurima.
Shurima did really well getting that kill, getting that pick. I love to see the Way 2K action early on, but it's still so crazy to see Shadow Isles just moving in such coordination. I mean, they're all over the place with each other. So it's kind of tough.
Game is in a very interesting state, and we see junglers coming on line with their items, and Relic actually opts for tier 2 boots while Way 2K finishes his mythic item instead. He does have the slightly magical boots, so I do not know, did Relic go for slightly magical too? No, Relic only went for normal boots, so Way 2K saving a bit of money in the footwear department.
Yeah, and I mean, the champion is like mobility heavy based, right? So I don't think that's necessarily a bad buy. Oh.
Hayden gonna get locked up under the turret. Actually gonna have to pop the Hextech ultimatum. Gets the kill, and Love No More is in a bit of trouble as well.
Oh, man.
Phantom Undertow is going to miss, but the Call of the Forge God is not. Goodbye, my friend. Death from Below reset is available. Way 2K.
And the worst part about all of that is that Dragon's up in, like, now. So not only are you losing gold on the board, you're going to lose your pressure bot lane, forcing Zach to go back. You're going to lose the Dragon, and your top lane is absolutely getting wrecked right now.
Hextech Dragon is going to be on the menu for Shadow Isles. They have the Rift Herald sent mid. That's going to be some extra plates as well. Nice bit of gold into the pocket of Relic. And this game is so back and forth that when it seemed like it was in Shurima's hands, now the lead is firmly in the Shadow Isles. They are one dragon off of Soul Point before 15 minutes again, and it is going to be Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the dragons are going to become more and more apparent. I think they were okay to kind of give them the first 2 dragons, but they really need to start pressuring those next ones.
And pressuring top lane, I think, was the move instead, is Way2K just slaying Hayden. I thought one of them might die because of the turret aggro, but nice juggling of the aggro. The Hextech Ultimatum was not available, so he's not able to, you know, provide a little bit of extra defense for himself. Some good gold, and I don't even know if they can really push this because Relic is here to defend the turret, so might just have to back off.
Oh. Yeah, just looking to grab the gold from the turret that Hayden could have potentially missed, or is missing, right? But I think that's fine overall. I mean, Andrew's kind of... Is Andrew actually going AD? Yeah, I think he is, actually.
I don't hate it. I think with the AP, you might be able to
Ravenous, okay.
kill... Yeah, might be able to kill Kanori and Death Instinct a little bit easier in these fights because you're not having to get on top of them and actually attack them. You can just use your little like Storm and everything. That does a lot of damage in these fights. But we have to see what comes of this play. Chrysora was working bot lane, but he is just going to run away instead.
Yeah.
But Relic is coming. Good look for a potential against bot.
Man, this game is so close. I think it's really going to start coming down to these next objectives. And like I mentioned earlier, I'd really love to see Shurima start getting there a lot earlier, start taking control. If not, I think it's going to be really hard for them to come out on top of these games. This game.
I hate Bananas and Hayden getting back into it, and just look at that. Yeah, I mean, that's just one ability.
That's disgusting. Like,
what do you do?
That's disgusting.
Divine Sunderer is certainly online for this Camille, and Relic is here.
Relic's fishing. Oh, counter engage.
3v4 is coming in. The teleport is going to be used. Kanori is in a very sad place, but the call of the Forge God is going to be used. Lily Asleep is going to hit onto 2. Kanori gets a nice ultimate off and a 2 for 0 so far. Way2K just wants the kill, but he's gonna get the dead himself. 4 for 0 in favor of Shadow Isles, and Shurima just not knowing where it went wrong.
And all of a sudden a 3k gold lead is blossoming. After that, I mean, that was a huge play altogether coming from the side of Shadow Isles. I think that was actually beautifully played from the teleport with Camille. It really forced that 5v4. They got the Zac gold, the Zac kill, and it's ultimately going to lead to a bottom turret, which is going to be huge.
I hate Bananas in a very sad place as well. Chrysora just headbutting himself into the rock right there. He didn't want to help at all anyways.
All right, well, this is starting to kind of come apart a little bit. So I think Shurima kind of has to pull it back together. I mean, they still have 20 seconds until the next drag. So I would really love to start seeing some attention going towards that. But I guess we're going to see some attention towards topside anyways.
Rift Herald is going to be the move for both of these teams, but 4 members are here for Shurima. The teleport is almost available for I Hate Bananas, so he might be able to come in fairly soon, but Rift Herald is going to reset. Yet the TP is going to be used off of cooldown for this Udyr, so might see the next 5v5 of the game. Chrysora trying to get a recall off himself.
Oh, let him back.
Mana.
Why not just let him back, right? Take the objective. I mean, I guess you're kind of assuming he has TP, but we're seeing some other backs coming out on the side of Shadow Isles, so it probably looks like they're just going to give it, and then just, I'm guessing, head their way towards Dragon.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Shadow Isles did not try and contest that, because Chrysora, like you said, he had teleport, so he could have TP'd in there to try and make something happen, but now looks like Shurima are simply A-ramming it mid lane, throwing up the Rift Herald, and they could look for more. Kanori is going to be caught out. Way2K going to blow him up right there.
That is...
ultimate.
Go ahead.
Ooh. Wait, the Herald's not even going to get a hit.
Either way, I think that was a great play, because now it forces you, or it allows you to get a lot of presence for the dragon. You're taking this dragon on a 4v5 basis. And this is ultimately the type of way they want to take the fight.
Call the Forge God is going to be used. Is going to be hit onto two of them. No ultimate for Way2K. I have Bananas is getting very low. Way2K is getting low himself. The death from below is going to secure one, secure two. Is it going to secure a third? It is. Is it going to be one more? Love No More trying to get out. Ultimate is going to be whiffed. Love No More is going to fall. Jord is going to fall, and that is going to be a quadra kill for Death Instinct. Almost a penta.
Yeah.
This fight is here.
And you're not feeling too good, right? If you're sitting on the side of Shurima, you're thinking, it's 4v5. We got this. I mean, I'm even thinking they got this. But they got trampled on, and I think Shadow Wilds definitely showed how much money they had in their wallets there.
Yeah, and Death Instinct was able to consistently get those resets on the death from below. And almost made it a pentakill. We were calling it that was going to happen, and almost happened out of the support of all players.
I mean, we've all been in those games where Pyke all of a sudden is the carry, and I mean, honestly, I kind of really like the Pyke pick, because it definitely, with the team comp, if they are able to get them low enough, it automatically, you know, executes them. And ultimately, if they are trying to be more of a disengagey, it forces them to not take as much damage as they would typically do, I guess.
Now, I want your opinion on this item. Kanori went second item collector. What is your take on that?
Isn't that? I think that's a Samira thing, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's a Samira.
Is it a
thing.
Samira thing?
I think so. Like, she builds like more of like a. I mean, like a bruiser-ish type of assassin.
Love No More is in a bit of trouble himself, and what can you do with the Hextech Ultimatum dropped on top of you? I Hate Bananas is trying to kill Chrysora right there, though. That's a lot of damage. The Call of the Forge God is going to be used. I Hate Bananas is actually going to dodge it. Zach K is here as long as Way2K and Jord. You're going to try and take this turret and then maybe try and go onto the Ornn here. It's going to be knocked out right now. I Bananas is going to fall very low. He is going to fall himself. Way2K actually going to be able to blow up Kanori right there. And they're looking for more Chrysora so low. Death Instinct so low. Flashes over the wall.
So big for them.
Yeah, kill Way2K. Can they chase down Relic? That is a very fast deer. Zach K trying to run them.
I think Relic wins this, honestly.
As the ultimate, Chrysora might die off the back end of it, and he actually died. Is Chrysora going to die? He's going to be shut down by Way2K. Teleport is going to be used. Hayden Duh is here. Relic is almost going to be blown up. Going to be able to use the Zionist Hourglass to keep alive. Jord is trying to stay alive himself. He is going to fall. Way2K wants the kill onto Relic. Is going to be able to get it? No, he's just out of reach. Hayden is here and going to be able to clean up the fight. Way2K going to fall, and Shurima, I mean, it was a good fight, but the counter was there for Shadow Wilds.
Dude, I hate Camille. Camille is such a champ, man. Like, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, Hayden literally had the pick to do whatever he wants. Realistically, I mean, he had such a nice push bottom. He didn't have to come to the fight. He could have easily gone that tier 2 jungle tower. But he's like, you know what? I'm going to go help the boys. I'm going to go help them out. See what's up. And honestly, he's just absolutely huge. It's disgusting.
8, 1, and 7 on this Camille. 2 items finished. I'm sure he's going to be finishing 3 within the next 5 or so minutes. Call the Forge God is going to be used onto Zach K, the Ornn Horn from downtown. Death from below out of Death Instinct. I don't even think he needed to use it, but it just looks cool.
It looks cool, and honestly, I mean, my heart goes out to Zach on that one. He's thinking he's safe. He's thinking he could just farm the mid lane for free. Nah. Shadow Owl says, no, you're not allowed, Zeri. Your time here is done.
I think he's holding Flash for next game. But unbeknownst to Zach, there's not going to be a next game. And that Baron is going to go over to Shadow Isles with 0 contest.
Well,
the bot turret was taken, though, so it does open up the map a little bit more. But mid lane, that is a lot of people and a lot of damage, and you got to be careful for your Shurima. One wrong move and your Nexus could be exploding in the next few minutes.
Yeah, and then, yeah, I mean, honestly, Shadow Isles is executing their team comp exactly what they need to be doing. playing aggressive, doing a lot of things that we were kind of talking about at the beginning, or even like prior to the game starting. They're really leveraging everything to, I think, like the max capacity. I mean, the only thing that's slightly lacking is the Samira, but I mean, honestly, it's neither here nor there, you know.
30 seconds until this mountain dragon and potentially a mountain soul. This Ornn is going to become so incredibly beefy if he's not already. I mean, just look at that. I mean, you cannot touch this.
Oh, man. Yeah, you really can. I mean, not only that, but now you're about to walk into them. All right, you're about to walk into them on an objective. That's exactly what they want. I wouldn't, yeah.
Oh no,
man.
Relic with the massive sleep. The call of the Forge Gods is going to enable it even more. Way2K trying to get something done with the Cyclone. Jord going to die. Everyone is gone. Titan, I don't even know what's happening anymore. I Hate Bananas trying to get this turret before the TP goes through, and he doesn't. Chrysora is here. The headbutt is not going to be enough. I Hate Bananas running for his life. This Udyr does not want to be the next victim of the Shadow Isles decimation. Gonna blast cone over the wall, and keep in mind,
Lilia is so fast. I'm pretty sure Lilia was still chasing after he went over the wall for a little bit, and she almost caught up.
And he really wanted Udyr.
Speed versus speed. I mean, and Udyr is just trying as hard as possible to try to get as much gold as, to his team. I mean, I think it was a good play, trying to go mid, trying to do something. But this is, you know, I think this is quite clear on where we're heading right now.
I Hate Bananas trying the 1v1 in onto Chrysora, but the Jack Show, I mean, just absolutely busted in the 1v1 tank matchup. And I Hate Bananas, he doesn't, like I said, he's not going AP, so he doesn't have the magic damage that he needs to be able to shred through Chrysora, because Chrysora's just building straight armor. I mean, you can't beat him in the 1v1, even if you do have PTA.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, if you are Shurima, I mean, what are you looking to do, right? I mean, your carries aren't even in the best spot, so it's not like you have one of them you can kind of lean towards. All the gold happens to always fall on Way2K in these types of scenarios for some reason, from a kill perspective. So it's a little bit unfortunate on that end.
Sadly, not where you want to be if you are Shurima. And there is no game 4 or game 5. This is it. You lose this, it is wouldn't be bad news bears, and the Mountain Soul has been claimed. This Ornn is not going to die. The rest of the team is probably not going to die either. But I do like you were saying earlier, I Hate Bananas trying to get the most for his team, pushing these side waves, pushing waves where the enemy needs to push. Because keep in mind, during that dragon fight, he wasn't there, which I don't really know if he would have made a difference if he was there regardless, but he prevented the push out of Shadow Isles. And I Hate Bananas taking his aggression out on this Ornn here. Is he going to win the fight? On the other side of the map, Hayden trying to get out. Death from below using the Phantom Undertow, pops the stopwatch himself. I Hate Bananas actually able to kill, and maybe this is the fight that Shurima are wanting. Kanori goes in there. He doesn't have the S rating yet to be able to pop that ultimate. And
that was
2 for
so
0
good.
trade.
That was so good for Shurima, and I actually love this type of strategy that Shurima is employing with Andrew, honestly just side laning the crap out of them.
Oh no!
Oh man, so close. Because I mean, it's forcing their main tank, their main initiator through Ornn to not be in those team fights, which is exactly where they want the Ornn to be, is with them initiating on them, right? But they can't, because what are you gonna do? Leave Andrew alone to farm by himself? And maybe he is getting to that point where he can kind of just 2v1, maybe 1v1 the side lane and just take this home, potentially win. So that's looking like a win con that's starting to open up for them.
The inhibitor on the bot side was secured for I Hate Bananas. So Shurima do have that passive pushing power in the bottom lane, and that'll be very helpful for things like this Elder Dragon, because that inhibitor is still going to be destroyed by the time this spawns, so you're able to push that wave further into the base of Shadow Isles, and if they ignore it and just try and go for the Elder Dragon, you have double TPs to be able to use it and maybe just try and backdoor the base. Like, your team doesn't have to win the fight at all. They could just jump onto them trying to stop their recalls, and you guys just end the game. So now this is something that Shadow Isles really have to pay attention. Yeah, you may be up 6,000 gold, but you've got a very exposed weak point in the bottom side of your base.
And if I'm Shadow Isles, I'm kind of thinking to myself, we got Baron coming up in 5 seconds. Is there a potential to get Baron, make a huge heavy push? I mean, even way before Elder even gets here, you got 2 minutes before Elder even spawns. So you have 2 minutes to potentially push a lot, right? Maybe even get a counter Nexus to potentially counter the Nexus push on the bottom lane to even get more of an angle for Elder. But it doesn't look like they're going to do that.
And I don't know if Shadow Isles realize this, but there is a blue ward on the Baron because I guess they were trying to bait that they were taking the Baron out of Shurima, and Shurima knew the entire time, hey, you're not taking the Baron. So
and they're pushing mid instead. They're saying take the Baron. Take it. We don't need that. We need Nexuses.
But there's no minions.
Oh, man. Why did Andrew go bottom? Why not go mid?
Wait, what is this? Wait, why are they TPing top lane? I hate bananas. I think that's such a blunder out of Shurima.
I really do think so. I mean, what's stopping Shadow Isles from just shoving it mid?
You have 0 minions bot lane, you have 0 minions mid lane. Yeah, it would have been a good play had there been minions, but you just fumbled the only bag you might have had, and now I Hate Bananas is trying to get the 1v1 onto Hayden's right here. And my friend, you are not going to win this matchup. Hextech Ultimatum was already used, and he's actually able to run away in time.
Yeah, you want to be side laning against the Ornn if you can, not the Camille. But I don't really think I Hate Bananas has a choice in that matter, right? So
I Hate Bananas has finished this hull breaker, so he is going to be looking to just constantly split push for the rest of the game, but now he has to do it against a Baron-empowered Camille, who has a TP advantage, but Death Instinct, there goes his Guardian Angel. Call of the Forge God is going to be used. It's not going to hit anyone, but a nice Lily Asleep onto 3. It's going to be Zach K, who is the target, but Relic might be the target himself. Lasagnas is going to need to be used. Love No More gets a nice scout on the weak end of the wall. Shut down onto Relic. Can Chrysora get something going? The flash forward. Kanori, he's got the S rating, but the ultimate hits absolutely no one. Way 2K is... Death Instinct gets the reset off of the death from below. Kanori might fall here too. Way 2K has the Yumi empowered for himself, and he is going to slay Kanori right there, but he might die soon himself. Way 2K is going to be locked.
Look at Andrew in the mid lane. Look at Andrew in the mid lane.
Love No More is going to be it. Udyr trying to run down the mid lane. Love No More. Can he simply buy time? You do not need to win. Just keep them at bay. This Arrow of Shield is going to block a lot of damage, but Jord is going to be alive still. He has no way to stop either
him.
Of these people.
Oh my gosh. So close. Oh, man. Man, there was so much going on. And I mean, I was even looking at the back end too, with just like looking at Udyr. Hayden was actually trying to TP into that fight, but he got stopped. So, I mean, I think that actually gave Shurima a ton of chances, a longer fight that they could have definitely survived. Hayden did eventually make it down there. And ultimately, they did win the fight. And I thought there could have been some chances coming in from I Hate Bananas, but I noticed that he didn't have a wave again, and that's rough, right? No wave, no push.
And now you are sort of back to square one if you're Shurima, because this Elder Dragon is here. Your team is not. The teleport comes in out of Love No More, but I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you can't contest this. Because if you die, you lose the game.
I think we have to try to see a jungler steal or something. I mean, you have to contest. I think you lose the game either way. You have to play something, right?
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Shurima backs against the wall. Lily Asleep is going to be used onto Way 2K. He's trying to go in there to steal it, and the smite barely misses, but it's still going to be secured by Shadow Isles. Chrysora gets the kill onto Way 2K. The Ornhorn is not going to hit I Hate Bananas, but I Hate Bananas is trying to get out.
Man.
Hextech Ultimatum is going to lock him down. Goodbye, Udyr. And I think that might be all she wrote,
and,
Titan.
GG. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably the nail in the coffin right there. This is a great series, honestly. A lot of back and forth at the macro level. It's a pretty insane third game, but there was definitely some clear winners. And that lead started kind of blooming towards the mid game and just continuously grew from there. I mean, we saw some signs of life come from Shurima, but ultimately they couldn't really make that into anything.
Last ditch effort out of Shurima. Can they protect the Nexus turrets? Way2K is alive. Zach K is here to be able to clear the wave a little bit. Maybe this is the time for Shurima to try and fight that Elder Dragon. Is just going to be so difficult to try and work around, though. I mean, it is going to be very difficult to try and win any fight while they have that buff.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, I think they're just going to wait it out. It is interesting. I would have expected a little bit of a stronger push, maybe a little bit more pressure coming from Shadow Isles, but I also don't blame them wanting to play it a little bit slow. But obviously, they're losing some ability to really leverage that buff more. But I don't know how much that's really gonna do. I mean, they're just so ahead; it probably doesn't matter.
Death Instinct gonna be going in here. Love No More gonna get locked up by the Call of the Forge God. Death Instinct almost completely killing Zach K. Jord fat fingering his R, and Zach K flashing over the wall himself. Love No More is going to die. Zach K just barely going to miss the Phantom Undertow, but it's not going to matter. Man. The stopwatch is only going to buy you a few more seconds until you are dead. 3 dead for Shurima, and soon their Nexus is going to join them.
Base race. I mean, it's not going to happen. I think they just easily get this. Great idea from the TP.
Keep that minion alive, and that the Way2K trying to go golden for a little bit, but he's going to survive before the Nexus falls. But it is going to be Shadow Isles who come out with the win of this series, 2-1.
Yeah, and I mean, Shadow Isles is looking like the team to beat. They've been looking like the team to beat. They've only lost 1 game, and it was to this actual team. I believe this was an elimination match, so I don't know.
The damage is all over the place, but Hayden Duh coming out on top with 32,000 damage. No one else in the game has any more. Is 9K is the next closest person, like as far as how far away they are from him.
I don't know.
22,000. Oh my gosh, he's 9,000 damage above the next highest.
Did I ever mention to you that I hated Camille? I think I might have mentioned that to you, right? But that champion
Camille,
is insane.
Broken champion.
Insane. Absolutely insane. But well played by both teams. Thank you for the series, of course. Should we bring in some captains, maybe do a couple of questions and try to get their perspectives on things?
Sure, let's do it.
Let's see if we can get some captains in here. If you hear this, captains, if you could jump in, that'd be dope. Sholo. Hello, Hayden. Well played. GG. And he's gone. And he's they're back. Gone back.
Hello.
Welcome. Well played. Great series.
Thank you.
We will see if Andrew will come in to the caster booth. All All right, we got way 2K. Nice.
How's it going,
Awesome.
gentlemen?
Thank you for the
welcome.
great series. GG to both of those teams. Honestly, well played. Well played from both of you guys.
Yeah, GG's. Hopefully we rematch in finals, but I guess we have to earn our way there first.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty likely. I mean, you guys feel like definitely the second best team, in my opinion. Definitely giving us the hardest fight, I would say.
I think that was your.
Can I ask what happened in game 1 and 2? Like those two different teams. Like first game ended in 20 minutes, second game ended in 27. Like I don't know. I feel like just both of those games were complete stomps, and then the third game was as like very close throughout the most of it. Like after that first game, I mean, Hayden, just walk me through it. I mean, what was going through y'all's head?
Jinx is broken.
Fair enough. I mean, fair enough.
I mean, that's what we were talking about the whole entire time during cast, right? Is like, who's gonna get blue side? Who's gonna get Jinx? Is Shadow Wilds even gonna ban Jinx the third game on red side? And we actually did see that come out too, which led to some really exciting gameplay.
Yeah.
So, Hayden, you guys got your first loss in BoozeBash.
Yeah, we're
that's
a little
kinda crazy.
tilted about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were trying to do the flawless run, but didn't end up happening. At least we got the flawless regular season, right?
Super close, super close. Yeah, I mean, that would have been really cool. I mean, I think that would have been maybe the first time in BoozeBash history, but maybe next time.
Yeah, next time.
And that Camille pick was absolutely nasty, by the way. I absolutely hate Camille, and I get nightmares from that champion, so thank you.
Yeah,
Just in case you were wondering, the fight at Dragon, where you TP'd in later,
yeah.
1,600 damage was true damage.
It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah, Camille balanced. Yeah. I don't know. I just saw you pick Zarya, and I'm like, well, I gotta go Camille here, or you're gonna kill everyone.
Yeah, it was a great pick.
It's supposed to be my job to peel, but I kind of failed with that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard when you're playing to Camille Pike, Ornn, I guess.
Very difficult to really do anything in that scenario, if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought the adjustments in draft were pretty good. I know that Relic told me that, you know, it was kind of for fun game 1, but I thought the adjustments by both teams were good.
Yeah, I mean, we had to just stop dropping. Oh, we had to just drop the bans for the champs we didn't even like know if we could play against. Like those bans, we just banned those because we didn't really have other bans. And then after game 1, we were like, okay, let's not give them Ari and Poppy and all these champs that make the game hard to play. So we just started banning them, and then also Jinx because the champion's broken.
Jinx broken champ. That is the moral of the story.
So we'll just play all the broken champs. So makes sense.
Play them all.
How was mental after game 1? I mean, it didn't feel like there was any like change. I thought there'd be like some more mental tilt, but like game 2 it seemed like they were just like right back in it.
There was a little mental tilt, but it wasn't that bad, I think. We just noticed that we were behind and we were not outscaling, so it's just like we were like, all right, let's try again.
Save base, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you guys in game 2, way 2K? Because that was a pretty lopsided game there. I'm sure that was a rough.
Yeah, I think it was tough, especially like in my mind, because I think the reason why we kind of threw early we did burn 3 flashes over like the Raptor pit, but I gave Jinx first blood, so she starts off lane ahead in the lane that we don't want ahead, and then we weren't able to capitalize on the flashes, so that kind of sat in my mind. And then the second time I died ganking mid, I just overstepped a little bit after we didn't kill Swain, so I think that was kind of tough for the mental, but the rest of the team held together pretty well.
cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. Any other questions, comments? You guys excited for your upcoming games? Gonna relax now?
Yeah, gonna take a nice 1 week vacation, I guess, right? Or it's more like 2 weeks since we played it like the beginning of the week.
Well,
So yeah, just
Let us-
relaxing. Get to watch the other teams play, see how they do.
are you scared of any other team, or do you think at this point you guys got it in the bag?
I mean, I think it's just like preparing for Shurima in the rematch, but yeah,
I might Jarvan like one game.
no.
How about we do? How about we give
We gave
Bryce,
you a Darvin game. We gave you a Jarvan game when you subbed for build. That's good enough.
You could do a Jarvan and Vladimir swap. You know, let the Vladimir go through, and then leave the Jarvan up.
I'll take a deal on that one.
I don't think that's fair.
Come on, man. Why not?
Because we have other champs that like you'd gladly ban instead of the Vladimir.
They'll just take Jinx every time.
Like I'm
Go from
sure
there.
you guys are gonna start banning Camille first 3 as well. Like,
I think they banned Camille.
Last
Wait, no.
series, yeah.
Well, it was second round, right? The first
yeah,
two
second
games,
round
Camille.
every single game of
Second
the
round.
entire split, I think.
So is that why did you guys pick Camille in the first round this time? Is it because you saw the Udyr so early?
Yeah,
so
I
you
saw
were,
the
like,
Udyr
feeling
and I
confident?
knew it was his Udyr top. Yeah, we knew it was Udyr top, and we were just like, we saw the Zeri, and we were like, we need lockdown for Zeri, and I was like, this is fine, I can play this lane. And yeah, I just got to like Sunder, and then no one could kill me.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, I think from what I saw when direct to camera was going up there, Andrew was actually kind of getting some good trades off you, but I think once you got Divine, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, I graded my back, so I didn't even like reset until like 15 minutes or something. Like I was sitting on 2,200 gold. It just didn't like feel like backing because I didn't want to drop a wave. No,
There you
yeah,
go.
I mean, he got like 2 plates or something early, but then I got Sunder and it started going in my favor for sure.
Were you surprised to see him go AD over more of like a tank build?
Yeah, yeah, I was. I don't know, maybe it's the tech.
He's actually putting in chat, my dumbass rushed to time at and didn't call for dives. So I think you got one dive, I think. If I
Yeah,
remember
they got one
correctly. But it
dive.
was like more towards the middle-ish of the game versus early on.
Yeah, it was late.
So maybe
It was
maybe a little too late.
I shouldn't even have gone. I just thought I was so strong that I wouldn't even get killed. We were calling the dive too. We literally knew it was happening.
Lily was pretty close. Lily was like tier 2 top, I think.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm coming top. Don't walk in. They're diving you." And then I just like, "Nah, I'll walk up. It's fine." And then I die instantly.
Well, it'd be like that sometimes.
Life, what a ride.
Mhm.
Well, thanks for casting the games. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It was a blast.
Thank you for the entertainment.
One last thing. The only reason you guys got a game off us is because we didn't have Peptic.
I knew that was coming.
True. If we had our full roster, easy to
It's a Mickey Mouse game.
It's a
yeah.
Mickey Mouse game.
Absolute Disneyland.
Alrighty, well, thanks for the games. Thanks for the entertainment, all the back and forth, and of course, we're excited to see some future games coming from you guys. Let's see if your prediction is actually correct, Hayden. If you're actually going to see Shurima in the finals, I still think there's a lot of games left to go, but there's definitely a good chance of that potentially happening. But yeah, other than that, thanks for joining, and we'll go ahead and sign off. I do want to thank my co-caster as well for joining. I think it's his first time not casting, but definitely from a BoozeBash perspective, and I absolutely loved casting with him. Learned a lot, not only from a technical standpoint, but from a casting standpoint. So thank you for joining.
I hope to be back for more BoozeBash games, especially if they are as good as the ones we saw tonight.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and end the stream, and we'll see you here next time on the BoozeBash channel. Take it easy.